Greetings, strangers! Today we are back playing Arc Memory of Barbelo, a Fabula Ultima campaign, and as per usual, I have to log into this thing because, reasons it doesn't like me. We're going to do what we can to make this work. However, we are all logged in. Welcome in, everyone. We have Fried Jammin, Sidewinder, Summer Snow, and Kron with us. If you'd like to say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey
Is
guys.
this one vacuum in the back of Kron's?
Yeah, I
Okay.
warned you about it, but you ignored it. It's fine.
Okay,
It's
cool.
It's going to be gone in a minute.
No worries then. So when we last left off, there was a lot of violence. Like, oh my god, there was a lot of violence. Gawain and PELLEAS had run off down to the inner sanctum as PELLEAS had been absolutely wiped out by the big bad guy. Silex passed out after summoning his fire. Flink ran off and blew up a Direxus, which is a horrifying threat. But also he did flounder the airship. Wrecked an airship into a dragon better than FF12. You're not wrong. Actually, true, valid, and accurate. That is, shoot. Okay, yeah, no, good. So, we arrive to this setting of a village now quiet, parts of it perhaps gently burning. Minerva Tass, laying still on the ground, being taken into whatever passes for a medical bay in the airship. What are people doing?
I'm being
Okay.
unconscious.
Minerva is gone. She's been taken off.
Yeah, she is being taken into the airship in the immediate aftermath. You don't know what condition she's in, though. Like, she could be dead or die.
Okay, but from what I remember, Gawain and PELLEAS are somewhere else right now, not exactly at the same spot as we are, or did we meet back up?
Gawain was carrying PELLEAS underground when we did the stuff. I'm currently unconscious. Have I come to yet?
I mean, it's somewhat up to... Actually, you know what? Silex is currently unconscious.
Perfect.
Flink, you're the only one conscious on the upside as you're watching.
Yeah, okay, I wanted to confirm that. Good, then I'm going to take care of Silex, investigate his body, see if I can help him somehow. I don't have any inventory points left, so there's no direct healing that I can do, but maybe I can give him some first aid, make sure that he doesn't die.
Given that most of the threats, or in fact all of the immediate threats, are currently dealt with, there is the kind of remnants of the Honua village military that are engaging with kind of like damage control after the fact. And they are, checking corpses, seeing if anyone can actually benefit from medical attention.
Oh, good. Then I'm going to try to get someone's attention and lead them to Silex. Tell them, look, here, help, now, please.
You get the attention of a clearly military member who, as you drag them over to the attention of Silex, they will first check for a pulse. And upon checking for a pulse, will call out across the village, calling out that they have a live one here. And they will get him stretchered to one of the buildings, which is being used as a makeshift hospital triage place. I assume you go along with him?
Yeah, I'll go along with him. Gawain and PELLEAS is fine. As
you enter this building, you see that there are, dozens of people laid up in here, and there is a cacophony of sobs and crying and just the malaise and suffering of a place wounded.
Oh, this is horrible. All these people would have been in grave danger if we didn't do anything about the Direxus.
Certainly, there are a number of people here that are only alive because you dealt with that thing. if it had been left to ravage what was here, there would have been no way to recover these people.
Here we thought all these people were underground.
Certainly, like, there was the large sanctuary where most of them made it to, but not everyone got there in time.
Damn, we missed that. Well, I'm going to stay at Salak's side. See how if he... Well, I guess I'll stay with him until he gets conscious.
Understandable.
See if I can assist the guards with first aid. But I assume they are better trained than I am.
You are given essentially orders to basically, wipe him down. He's probably fine.
Ooh.
He just needs time, right?
Yeah.
Like, keep the grime off him. Don't get in the way of anyone else.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good at that.
Everyone is. It's true. Everyone's trying to touch Silex for some reason. It's
the second time I get to touch him.
I'm glad I'm unconscious for this.
Don't worry, I'm not going to enjoy it. Not this time.
Look, I'm just saying, like, you're covered with grime and poison. It's if someone's recovering, you don't want them covered in that, right?
I mean, yes, I'm just saying. Jumping at the opportunity.
Oh, do I look like the guy from Ghostbusters at the end when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is destroyed on top of him and I'm just covered in goo?
No.
No?
No.
Good.
We're not doing that. Someone will have ideas.
Ah, right. How naive I was.
I feel like I have to protect Side to some extent, right? Like this.
I'll get there eventually. It'll be fine.
You'll get jaded enough eventually.
I apologize. I'm too corrupt.
So we come upon the scene of Gawain and Pelleas in the chamber of Sheba, the Earth Spirit. You came here with Pelleas with the idea that maybe I would just be somewhere to keep Pelleas safe, or maybe Sheba might help, right?
It was like there's also a third thought to that, which is that like Sheba needs to be kept safe, and this seemed like the right place for that.
Understandable. So this was kind of it was the sanctum, the place of safety that you could find here.
And I felt like it was more important for Pelleas and Sheba to be here than it was for them to be like in a hospital, if that makes sense.
So as you sit here with Pelleas's breathing is not great, but as you enter here and lay Pelleas down, there is a slow kind of regularization of Pelleas's breathing. But what's more intriguing as you sit here, as you like stand guard in this place over Pelleas, over Sheba, there is a sense of welling power in this area. Like your senses, you've trained as an elementalist in part. You understand some particulates of elementalism and detection of mana and such, and you have this intuitive sense before you that there is something collecting itself here.
I mean, that's amazing. Just gonna watch, I guess.
Okay. So as you wait, and this energy draws forth, after a few minutes, you see this manifest in front of you. It is strangely silent. There is a sense of, you know, when someone walks into a place that they own and they walk into it with like absolute authority.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is the sense that you get. There's some part of you that just intuitively you know that this is their house, right?
I will like take a knee, I guess. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I think I would know what I would be supposed to be doing here, but
potentially know what you would be meant to be doing in the areas around Telgard, taking a knee would probably be totally respectful and be taken
All right.
in that intention, even in a different culture.
Right. It's kind of, your house.
Yeah. So you take a knee, and this strange quelling silence of the area, almost like a pressure. You find manifesting in front of you, out of the earth, a small emblem, what appears to be a symbolic representation of the creature in front of you in hard stone, clearly detached from the ground like it's a small object, before the creature itself disapparates.
I'm gonna check out the stone, like kind of commit it to memory. I might even draw it. But
No, it's definitely something you could pick up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then I'm gonna put it on PELLEAS's, like, put it in his undercoat or whatever.
Okay. So you're giving it to PELLEAS.
Wherever he holds his important, like, stuff.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, my intuition, I guess, would be that this is how PELLEAS would be able to summon Sheba or channel Sheba in the future, without Sheba traveling with us.
Will this wake me up?
PELLEAS.
Yes.
Some time after this, you would waken to the living world. And as you come around, you do notice in a interior pocket that there is a small stone object.
Gawain. I've got something hard in my pocket.
No, I'm
Keep
just
going.
happy to see you. I'm gonna give you a hug.
Yeah, I'm gonna
No.
lightly punch you on the shoulder
Yeah,
and
no,
be
but,
like, how did it get down here? What happened to the sky?
yeah, so this is Sheba's chambers from earlier, and Sheba gave me that stone.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I felt Sheba. I felt that cat-like. It was a big cat. You
Yeah.
know, like that
Look-
energy.
I'm glad you're safe. I'm like
Yeah.
really glad you're okay. This was a total gamble.
How's everybody else?
I don't know, but it sounded okay.
Okay, groovy.
I
And
don't
that-
hear the dragon anymore, and I did hear an explosion. So it worked, but I don't know what the cost was.
All right, in that case, I'm gonna crawl around trying to get to my feet. There's a feet button.
PELLEAS just rolls around on the ground
I can't
like a
remember.
turtle. Here, let me help you.
Thank you. Yes.
Is this not how people stand?
Yes.
Do you want to puff it back up there?
Yeah. Well, at least just take a peek. I mean, if that
Walk.
dinosaur's still on the
Walk.
run, I'm not gonna be able to help you right now.
I mean, I can't fight. I just want to see what's going on.
Yeah. I know you can't fight. That's why I died.
Wow, okay. Why, you didn't die. Thank you.
Oh, just playing.
Mom can find someone else at this shitty cut rate.
You can find somebody else.
I could.
I'll get Silex to bodyguard me.
You should do that, by the way. In a much more serious way, you
Yeah.
should do that.
I could give him a nerve to do it.
I don't think she would do that.
I think she
but-
would.
But no, for real, you should.
All right, yeah. We'll talk to Silex. Maybe
Okay.
we'll give him some cake. You know, like
That guy
actually.
goes hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We need
Stop.
to throw him a party or
PELLEAS,
something.
we need to walk. Please stop.
Okay.
Okay, so you travel back up to the surface. It's been a while, so now there is a kind of movement of people around. Some military individuals are, essentially going through the areas where there might still be creatures, clearing the space, working through it, putting out fires. It's slow, and they're clearly focusing on working from the shelter outwards. However, given you've navigated the area before, it isn't too much of a issue for you. And you make your way to the surface, and I assume you readily find the building currently being used as a triage location.
Holy heck, what happened up here?
There is a large crater on the surface area. There are multiple destroyed buildings. There are bits of earth, muck, corpse pieces literally strewn over the entire area.
Just devastation. What happened to the blimp? Was it a blimp?
Half of the airship is currently covered in what you can only presume to be Direxus splatter.
Like bug splatter across a window.
Yeah, exactly, except like
Yikes.
50 foot across.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna clean it up.
Yeah. I would hire people to clean that up, but it's not my village. I think I would leave quietly. Where's Silex? Can we put him in a bag and leave?
You have to wait.
Pelleas out
need
here
to
just
sleep
like, I
here.
just want to get out here. Like, I don't want to take responsibility for this. I'm just departing.
Pelleas, this is
Yeah.
this is good. It'll be fine.
It's good.
Silex needs to rest, and Flink, where is she?
I'm just saying, like, if this place has been devastated, and I may have sealed their guardian spirit.
I don't think you sealed their guardian spirit.
Right. Well,
No, I mean, I saw it, talked to it, I saw it, and it gave me that stone.
oh, by the way, while we're on the subject of talking, I can hear the birds talking.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Are they saying anything useful?
they're talking about, like, some high political debate that they believe is going off in the capital.
Sounds fun.
I think birds have a lot of culture. Mind you would know.
Speaking of birds, where is she?
Minerva?
Flink. Oh. Minerva, the bird that was here.
Oh, right.
I don't mean that in like the way that like boomers call women birds.
Minerva is. I don't know if you want to see her right now.
She broke up with him.
We were never together. It's not a thing.
You will be together.
Honestly, she might break up with life at this point.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I would like to go see her. What?
Go to the airship. I'm sure they'll let you in. Just
All
tell
right.
them I sent you.
I will do that.
Going. If Minerva's in a bad state, maybe I'm the last person that she wants to see.
Yeah, probably.
Although I'd really like
already
to see
gone.
her. All right.
I'm already gone. Silex is fine. I'm gone.
I'm gonna stay up with Flink and Silex.
Are you feeling better, Pelleas?
I'm feeling, halfway there.
Good. Enjoy while you are feeling better. It won't last.
What do you mean?
We talk later.
Do I have bills to pay?
Yeah, we could call them bills.
Okay, so you spend time with Silex and dealing with this situation. As before, Flink has probably done his job of scrubbing Silex up to this point, so he's no longer covered in as much grime and gunk.
I made sure that I removed all the gunk from everywhere. Everywhere.
Jesus. Silex, I imagine that this is probably about the time that you come around into like attention in the world, awareness of the world. You can still hear the quiet, or you can hear the same quiet malaise of the triage place that you've heard that the others were hearing earlier.
As I gain consciousness, I still feel heat, so like surrounding my mind. I still feel like I've had a cold, a flu, and I can tell that my internal temperature is just off. Everything's hazy, and I try to look around, and I see Flink and ask, "What happened? Did it work?"
Yeah, we're safe for now. You did good.
Thank God. Oh, why is everything so hot?
Oh, that must be my scrubbing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Maybe we should get you somewhere cold. Or take off those unnecessary clothes.
I struggle to my feet and start like wobbling out the door to get outside, get some fresh air.
Do you need a shoulder? Or two?
Yeah, I can be a shoulder.
Go for it. I'm not gonna fight you guys.
What's
Carry
slightly
me.
hilarious about this is Silex is notably like taller and significantly more muscular than the other two. So it's they're probably like literally just tall enough for you to put your arms around both their shoulders as you walk.
Yeah, I'm like resting like my forearms on your guys' shoulders because how tall are you guys?
I'm about 6.
Yeah, you're the tall one. You're tall, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about 6'1".
Oh, don't make me think in feet.
I'm not super tall.
Pelleas is tall. Gawain and Flink are short. Silex is giant.
I'm like a head taller than Pelleas. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Silex
sounds
is
about
like
right.
the kind of person who you meet in real life and you look up and you go, damn, right? Like that's Silex height.
And you're wondering where he buys his shoes.
Pelleas is just, oh yeah, you're tall, right?
Yeah, I'm average tall.
So I'm like really leaning on Pelleas, and Flink is just kind of there.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can. I'll lend you my hat if necessary.
Because if I have to lean on you, I might fall over.
Okay, you get out and get some
seems about
fresh
right.
air as we go to see what's going on with Gawain. Gawain, you head off to the airship, and as you arrive, there is a general hustle and bustle because there are a number of civilians who took refuge on the airship, and they're just kind of trying to work out like what do they do now, right? Because they don't want to necessarily send them immediately home and out and whatnot, because there's a whole situation going on. But they don't want to like restrain them, and so they're just trying to maintain that organization and work out what to do next.
Well, okay.
So as you arrive, you see the remains of the Direxus splattered all over the place.
I think I'll just go to whomever looks like just in charge.
Okay. So you can find the anxious guard who you saw earlier helping Minerva. You presume they're some kind of second in command.
Perfect.
They are giving orders as you walk up and arrive. They will glance at you and not hostilely, but clearly with the desire for efficiency go, yes, what do you want?
First, I'd like to report that everything in the town is orderly, so if you need to dismiss any of these people back to town, I'd be happy to escort them back. Hopefully that helps you. My second question is, I already know it's bad. How bad is it, and can I help?
So you'll see like a brief softness come over him as his shoulders roll down, and he'll say, "She's with the medics right now. We plan to let her rest. If you're still here tomorrow, come by then."
Okay, we will be. Yeah, I'm happy to escort these people back and take one responsibility off of your shoulders.
He will give you a section of people who are most agitated about trying to get back to the village.
Cool. I will. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just make sure they get back safely and then rejoin the team and presumably go the fuck to sleep.
Okay.
Because Gawain is definitely gonna pass out.
100%. 100%.
I'm on 1 HP. Have been for a while now.
So as things like trend towards the evening and there is more organization happening, you will end up eventually one of the guards will take their time to talk to your group and say, "Hey, we're really grateful for what you've done. There's an empty house," and he'll direct the group to it. You can rest there. We'll try and bring you some food when we've got time.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I can help you out with that.
I'm gonna be the first one to sleep.
Yeah, like Gawain gets in there, just thunk.
I'm gone. Like I'm done. Just like pants on, like everything like halfway off, like.
Yeah. So the building itself, it seems like kind of essentially some kind of communal lodge, perhaps some kind of hunting lodge or similar, right? The kind of place where a lot of people pass through and use it intermittently. There's some basic amenities, but predominantly it's a place to sleep with a roof.
Perfect.
Yep, that's more than enough for now.
Before I even think about resting, still shaken, I am walking straight to where I know my mother's shop is supposed to be,
Okay.
and our home that would be attached to it.
Is this like store on the first floor, living quarters on the second floor, or is it like
a side by
one,
side,
or is it like a ranch style thing? Okay, side by side. Okay,
yeah. There's not a lot of tall buildings around here.
Gotcha.
So, this is on the surface area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you arrive to this area, you move up to it and you see that the entire building has just been, smashed right through. You think that based on what you've seen, it's quite possible the directors literally charged straight through this building. It is absolutely trashed. This was probably something that happened early in the situation based on its location.
Mm. I'm just shuffling through rubble. It's hard to look at. I'm picking through to find anything salvageable and am fearing the worst. Hoping I don't find a body and hoping I just find like a few salvageable store items, small figurines and things.
This would be trending towards the evening. You would find, a couple salvageable things, personal affects, the general miscellaneous stuff of a home scattered across the ground. The darkness setting in, although the night having at least one of the moons of this place full, meaning that it's fairly still bright enough to see by. As you pull through this mess and this rubble, you will hear footsteps from behind. And then a few moments later, you will experience a hand across your face striking you, and your parental figure saying, "How dare you? How dare you almost get yourself killed like that?"
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're okay. And I give her a hug.
You give her a absolutely big, massive hug. She embraces you as a parent would, as she is a caring parental figure for you.
I take a moment to collect myself, and I look at her and ask, how long have I been gone?
There is a exhalation of that kind of long, that long momentary thinking, and then a few months perhaps.
I feel like sickness creeps into my mouth. I taste a little vomit. I bend. I fall to a knee. Oh god. What have I done?
She will look confused and kneel down with you and be like, and ask, what do you mean?
Did anyone know what happened to me? Know how I was taken?
She'll shake her head and say, "You just disappeared one day."
I was taken by a monster who pretends to be a man. He did something to me. And I don't remember anything that happened over the past few months. But I know that I've done terrible things. Start shaking a little bit.
She will just honestly just hold you tight. I think she has no understanding of what you're going through right now, and simply cradles you as a mother cradles a child.
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna help rebuild as much as I can. But these people that I'm with, they're trying to stop that man from hurting anybody else. They're trying to fix things, prevent this from happening again. I'm going to need to go with them when they leave. Please understand.
There is there is a thought process going through her head, and there is kind of time winding on as she thinks, and then she slightly nods to herself, and then she looks at you and nods more seriously and says, "Okay. Well, you'll need to be prepared for the journey. I'll do what I can."
Thank you. I give her another hug. I give her what things I found, and I instead of trying to go to bed in the rubble here, I'm going to return to the hunting lodge where the rest of the group is staying.
She would almost certainly come with you.
Come with? Perfect.
Most likely hang out and spend the evening actually finding out, what the hell happened. And she will provide as much comfort as she can as the caring parental figure she is.
Yeah, if she's coming back into our cabin, I'm just going to be like, hello.
Try to collect myself. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to let your son explain our relationship.
Flink is going to jump to his feet, stand straight, and say, "Hello, ma'am."
And his.
I'm sleeping.
All right, everybody. This is my mother, Erde. Erde, this is Pelleas, pointing to the wolf boy. This is Flink. and then pointing to the unconscious body in the corner, and that's Gawain.
Yeah, we're together now.
She will.
I
She
hope
will
you accept this.
glance at Silex and then Pelleas, and then make a kind of like an internal calculus and say, "That makes sense. You saved him, so."
Yes.
Flink is going to intervene and say, don't mind what Peleas is saying, he's not smart.
I'm totally smart, Cole. I got like degrees and stuff.
Yeah.
On your protractor, yes.
Incredibly gifted and well-meaning.
Yeah.
But empty.
Yeah.
I love that. Incredibly gifted and well-meaning, but empty.
Oh, you know what they say about empty vessels? They're big.
I'm not sure that's what they say.
I mean, I don't know where I would start to disagree with that.
I'm just gonna roll over in my sleep and say like Pelleas is an idiot, but like I'm asleep, you know, like.
But yes, Ode will spend their time getting to know you and honestly thanking you guys for, you know, pulling her son out the fire, right?
Every time she's trying to, or she's thanking us, I'm going to say, no, you don't need to thank us, ma'am. It was an honor.
What is this?
Was it an honor? I mean, like, we just did what we did.
Flink is trying to get in good for the marriage proposal later.
Yeah, you've got to make a good impression to the mother-in-law.
I swear to God. Flink is not going to be my father. Absolutely not off the table.
No, Silex, you misunderstand. Silex, Flink.
I like this misunderstanding. It was fun. Silex does not know he's the leader of the harem here.
Oh. Continuously, constantly, miscalculations everywhere.
Yeah, no, this is the problem. I think this is why I think Side is too naive. It's hilarious. Side's like, oh yeah, Flink definitely was trying to hit on my mother. No, like big himbo Silex. Yeah, no, absolutely Savannah. Okay, so time passes, the evening winds on, appropriate bedding arrangements are made, given the location and the context. The morning arrives, and at first light, there is a kind of knock on the door. Who's awake at that point in time?
I'm awake.
Okay. So Pelleas.
There is a noise. Everybody, there is a noise. You need to know about this. Hello?
I'm probably awake as well.
I'm already
Okay.
awake.
So as the knock on the door comes, Pelleas, I presume, opens the door because there's no way that Pelleas wouldn't take the opportunity to create some kind of social faux pas.
Hello?
Excellent. So the person there will be like, oh hey, you're Pelleas, right?
Yes, I am.
We heard what your group did for everyone. They look kind of embarrassed.
You're most welcome.
They look kind of embarrassed, and they'll say, we collected some stuff from the thing you guys blew up.
All right.
It might be useful. Do you want it?
Oh,
yeah.
Direxus innards? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that to the fellas. 'Cause I have no idea what to do with it, but I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Okay.
And also, you're welcome.
Don't eat it.
Okay. In that case, Flink, you looking like the next most relevant person standing at the door or standing in the entry area, will be handed a satchel of Direxus spines.
Ooh, spines. Nice. Not innards.
Not innards.
Hmm.
And also 2 sections of leather, but from the Direxus. So like it's skin.
Ooh. What the hell? This is a weapon. Oh my god. I gotta show my new baby to everyone. Look at this thing. I can throw this. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Wait, you can throw.
You just immediately pin this to the thing.
Yes, of course.
Yes, about it. Direxus hide. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Wait, you can throw the Direxus hide?
I'm sure I can.
No.
With my skill.
No, the spines, yeah. Access to poison is spicy, because that was a gap in our coverage, if you will.
Need to prepare them properly, of course.
It's interesting that it had multiple spines.
No, it's one spine. I'm going to arrange it in
Well,
spikes.
it had like a fin that had like fish spines, like the fins.
Oh, right. Yep. No,
Oh, yeah.
A different type of spine.
I forgot there was multiple types of spine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I now understand why you thought he meant, like, a literal spine.
Yeah.
Like we were making, like we three houses now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was trying to like visit the dinosaur museum in my head where I would see the dinosaur with multiple spines.
Yeah, no. It was,
And then we're like, we're gonna throw it. You're like, that's like a javelin? What the fuck is that?
no,
Yeah, cool.
it's more like the thing had like a fin on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a full fin, but it was like a thing that they had, and it was
Yeah.
spiky, and those were recovered because they were the furthest away from the explosion. Like the whole skeletal structure, that's gone, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's that, and then there's the 2 Direxus hides, which I've also placed in your inventory.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
find somebody who can work with monster remains.
We can make a nice bag out of that.
A bag.
Yeah, if you walk around with a Direxus bag on you, then people are going to think you're tough.
Okay, but nobody's going to think you're tough, so that doesn't make sense.
Everybody's going to think I'm tough. Look at
That is very accurate, and it's very accurate.
me. Oh, I'm the hardest guy here.
All right, so
Look
Look.
over to Silex.
yeah, then I'm just gonna talk over Pelleas. It's Gawain's way of life. I bet we could find someone in Telgard to work those, and I bet we're gonna need to go to Telgard to get materials to fix that airship and the village. So maybe we could just, Also, I have no other leads on Dr. Kawai, so like going to civilization could be good. Like, hey, do you guys know about the crazy mad scientist guy? And they're like, yeah, probably someone. Also, Minerva's soldiers are based out of there, so they did know about him. So
Well, we got to find a place with a city, really.
yeah. So anyway,
What's
I'm
a-
suggesting we travel back across the mountains to Telgard, but we do so with the intent to return.
Okay.
Speaking of the Telgard officers and Minerva, should we go check in with them? How are they doing?
Yes, we should check in with them. Obviously, most importantly, of course, to see what they need to repair the airship and extend our services in that way. But also, maybe, in case they needed something for Minerva too, like we could conveniently also do that.
Okay.
Like save
so-
2 birds with one trip to Telgard.
Haha. I see what you did. That was clever.
Thank you.
So, Erde will go forth herself and try and just go through the maintenance of the disaster recovery, which is just, it's a vast, complex approach of seeing who can help who, where they can get food, what supplies are actually still okay, because, the poison would have destroyed a lot of stockpiles just from potentially corrupting it, right? And so there's this vast kind of process of disaster relief that she's going to attempt to involve herself in. The party themselves, however, will traverse the airship and start.
Hold on one
Oh.
second. Flink will actually stop the party from going out and stand in the doorway.
Hey,
he will look at the party and tell them, sit.
All right.
Okay.
With a look that doesn't allow anything else for them to do.
I have no reason not to trust Flink, so sure. Sit down.
Okay, I don't like being told to sit. My cousin, the Prince of Telgard, used to
Is
do
he
this
still
all the time with
standing?
treats.
If Pelleas is still standing, I grab his shoulders and put him in the seat.
All right. I will attempt not to sit on your knee. I'm listening.
All right. And then Flink is going to start. Okay, listen, y'all. You might be thinking you're some kind of heroes in some story. But that thing you tried to pull yesterday, that was just insane. You all could have died. Gawain, I'm sure that was your idea, wasn't it? You're trying to be tough, you're trying to solve this with brute force. That thing could have killed everybody and the whole village. There were solutions to that problem that we could have thought of that didn't involve everyone getting into more danger. Salix, I understand you wanted to protect everyone. And you tried your best, and you did pull it off in the end. But again, we could have all died. Players, I'm sure you didn't think much of this at all. You just went with the flow at the end. But you should also use your brain at some point and not just do what the others do. That's all I got for you.
Ow. I resemble that remark.
Okay, but next time you say something sooner.
What?
Fair point, Gawain.
Yeah, Flink. How dare you
Pelleas,
not
shut
know
up.
what we're going to do ahead of time?
Pelleas, shut up. We're going to
Flink
use our best
will-
judgment when Flink's not around. And that's how it's going to be. But,
What do you mean?
he's right today, and there's no reason to argue about it.
Let's just be honest here. We're not
he
using
is
our best
right.
judgment. You're using your best judgment, and I'm just doing what you say.
He is right, but I am wondering,
Maybe in a fight.
you've been eager to run off, haven't been particularly committed to the party, but you came back. You disappeared. You came back and fought the Direxes with us, even though you thought it was dumb. Why did you do that?
Well, I couldn't just let you die, could I? I knew you were about to do something stupid when I heard the cries of the Direxes.
That's an interesting justification, Flink. Silex, why did you do what you did?
Well, there were plenty of people still unevacuated in the city, and I had to do the same thing.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
But couldn't we
Flink,
just...
I thought you weren't a hero. I thought we weren't all heroes. Come on, man. But
I mean,
here you are. You jumping in to save everybody, and
No, you're twisting my words. We could have just run away. That would have been totally fine. You don't understand.
they
I
would have
stand-
been. Look,
I stand up and walk over and put a hand on his shoulder. I was very impressed with what you did. You should be proud of it.
You're right. You're right. We should have been cleverer sooner. I don't disagree.
I'm going to come over the other side, and I'm going to say, you know what, Flink, thank you for that reality check. It's very important that we don't try to take on gigantic poisonous monsters in the future. I will try to use my better judgment in future when it comes to fighting gigantic dinosaurs.
Flink will nod with teary eyes.
All right.
I assume you got the point. I think that's Pelleas talk for you got the point.
That's like in my top 10 Pelleas apologies, to be honest, Flink. It was pretty good.
You're keeping note?
Yeah, I want to thank
Yeah.
everybody here. Like,
Any
you guys are my
good
boys.
one is notable.
Okay.
Like, Gawain saved my life. Yes, he was the one that put us in trouble to begin with, but he also saved my life. Silex, he's there for
I
his
did not
people.
put us in trouble. Dr. Kawai put us in trouble, okay?
All right. That weird metal golem type octopus thing. We've got to kill that guy. You know what? He's the real enemy here.
Have no objections on that.
And the only place that a guy like that with all of his magitech in this area could possibly getting his materials from is where? Say with me, class.
Telgar.
Telgar.
All right. I guess we have
All
a
right.
mission.
At least as far as we
I'm
know.
not going to stop us anymore.
But we should go talk to the soldiers before we leave.
Indeed.
And honestly, we should see if there's... I have ideas. I have lots of ideas. I've thought
All right.
about this a lot for some reason.
Okay. In that case, I'll agree with you.
I dreamt
Okay.
about it, I guess.
So, so you head off to the airship. By the way, everyone take a Fabula point because that was fantastic. Initially, I was only going to
yeah.
give Flink one, but y'all leaned
I
into it, and
have
I dug with
one anyways.
it. You have two now. Good.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need
I got
more.
one. I didn't mention this earlier. There was no good opportunity, but here's a good opportunity. I had 0 at the start of session. I get 1 because I start with 0.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh.
Did we all full heal from that rest?
Yes, that was a rest in a safe place, so everyone
Okay,
has a full
beautiful.
rest.
Is that... No, that's not including inventory points, right?
Does not include inventory points. You have to purchase or acquire inventory points.
God damn it.
If you hit the little bed icon to
Oh,
the right
yeah.
of the MP, it does only heal HP and MP, which is
Oh,
nice.
cool. Yeah, I've never seen that. I always did it manually.
Yeah, it took me a bit to work that out. I think
All right.
Jamin
got-
told me.
I've got 10 Fabula
Sounds-
points, so I've got to spend them.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay.
Pelleas has just been collecting them. Also, Pelleas, you do have that that stone in your inventory that you could maybe examine.
All right, yeah.
I would like to, on top of that, suggest that maybe we split up very briefly, knock out 2 conversations, like Silex and Pelleas can figure out what the village needs, while Flink and I go to the airship.
This is
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah,
I was
that sounds
kind of
perfect.
itching, and before we left, I was going to bring up that we should hang around and help the village before we go. So
Well,
I'm in on
like-
this plan.
I guess I'm suggesting, like if there's materials that they need, right? Their airship
Hmm.
is down that they typically use, right, for long distance trade. So like this can all be part of like our journey, right? Is to caravan back, maybe along the plains, right? The easy path that takes a longer time. We could like take supplies back with us, like for the airship and for the village.
So just to be clear, the airship is almost certainly like a military vessel. They probably don't regularly have airships trading here.
Okay.
They probably do most of their trading over land routes.
All right, good.
But still
My point
not a bad
stands.
idea.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
point stands. I was just, I wanted to
Yes, thank
fill
you.
out the contextual stuff.
Yeah, there's no like airport. There's no. This isn't a massive place.
Yeah, I thought this was a situation where they did the trade the way they did because they're like in a weird place.
No, so they're on like the edge of a mountain range. Kumu Ahi has to
Is
do a
the
lot
one
of their
that's in
trade
it.
by airship because
Okay.
they're literally in a volcano caldera. So
Right.
actually getting stuff up there is such a pain in the ass that it's normally brought in and out by airship.
Maybe they'd have the parts we need, but
It is potentially true they have the parts they need, but do you have the money to buy like the
Yeah.
most expensive part of an airship? Probably not.
nope. Probably better to go to their base and get one.
So, you split up. Pelleas, Silex, you go and deal with the village in general. Apart from like a lot of the destroyed surface stuff, and obviously the lives that were lost there, it's surprisingly in okay condition, considering that they suffered an assault by creatures that realistically probably could have essentially wiped out the entire place without your intervention. It's in remarkably okay condition. They're probably going to be fine by the time winter rolls in. However, there's a lot of, there's just a lot of labor and work to get people housed and get people relatively comfortable. And so there's still a lot of labor to be done with regards to like both building work and also immediately supplying food and cooking for everyone and making giant bowls of soup for everyone.
Mm. And I'm having a little bit of a pride moment walking Peleas around the town, pointing out little things here and there. This is where this person works. This is what these people do, and how the entire above ground portion of the city was designed as a way of interfacing with other societies. Like it's where we trade and where we do business, but most of the city's important bits have always been underground, and there's a lot of mining that happens. And I'm just enjoying talking about my background, my people, getting a little nerdy with it.
Yeah.
Pellis is hanging onto every word.
Yeah. You know, like a first date style.
Yeah, exactly. You don't understand any of it. You're like,
Not a clue. I am just going to nod my head and go, that sounds very interesting. Tell me more.
It's so unfortunate that they won't remember any of this, but I'm going to keep talking about it.
yeah, it's not like, yeah, so we mine luminescent crystals, and Pelleas is just like,
Yes.
crystals. Yeah.
And eventually the conversation comes back to how everyone in the village, at least to some degree, has an affinity to earth magics because of their relationship with Sheba. That everyone, once they reach a certain age, it's like 8, 10, they're taken down to the chamber, and Sheba blesses them, teaches them how to wield the earth as a tool, as a weapon, as a shield. And now that we're here talking about that, have you been looking at the little statue that you were given?
Yeah, it is definitely a little thing. Does anybody in this village speak to animals because of Sheba?
Okay. So, Silex, you would be aware that it is one of the rarer abilities for people to learn, but there are definitely people who have an affinity, like a very direct affinity for animals, though it rarely manifests in any kind of like direct communication. It tends to be much more like subtle, right? Like it tends
Like they're better at animal handling.
yeah, they tend to have an
Yeah.
intuitive knowledge of like, oh, the cows, the cows seem kind of angry today. Like, is there something up with that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm fully like listening to everything that Silex is saying, but I'm also paying attention to the fact that there is a full-on thespian performance of Othello going off by the birds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes, but it's their Othello, so we have to, what kind of plays do they like? You think is that what they're in on? Like, are they like a
Yeah.
comedy, tragedy? Like, where do they fall? What's their taste?
They just seem to be really snobby and into high art.
Okay, got it. So they only do tragedies. Comedies, please. That's for the common man.
yeah, exactly. That's for
Yeah.
the plays where you have standing room. Like this place doesn't have standing room.
That's plebeian
Well,
trash.
I'm only looking at the sparrows so far. It might be different if I was looking at the pigeons.
Okay. Yeah, the pigeons probably have some. They're like slapstick comedy, troglodyte birds. I'm allowed to be bird racist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Orioles love good. Obviously, have the best taste.
Obviously. So you asked earlier if you had the ability to grant that ability to others.
Yeah.
When you are merged, you can indeed grant those abilities to others.
Oh, cool. Silex, at some point, once I've got my head around it, there's something I want you to hear.
Is it the voices inside your head?
No, it's just the fact that I can hear animals talking because of the guardian spirit that you worship.
Okay. That makes sense.
I just thought it'd be interesting to you.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
We'll find a day. This is not it.
Yeah, this is not anybody's day, really, is it?
But I motioned to the statue that you had pulled out and looked at. What is that?
Oh, that's a Shiba coin. So, Shiba gave me this emblem in order to help me summon. You know,
Gawain intuited that.
I,
It may or may not be true.
I'm just saying it's a
So-
Shiba coin.
So if you don't know, would you like to find out?
Okay, we can find out. I kind of always just assume that spirits just do stuff sometimes.
Have you like examined that thing? Like actually looked at it in your inventory, Pelleas?
I will look at it.
Okay, because I did add it to your sheet.
Did.
I was trying so hard to make you look at it.
Was I supposed to take it?
I wouldn't say supposed to take it, but like,
Okay.
it was an option.
Grants resistance to earth damage. This mark, carved in stone, the mark of Shiva guards the holder of this emblem. Ah, yeah, so whoever's got this has got some light earth damage.
That's cool.
Resistance.
We can spread it around when we want to. I like that.
Yeah.
Notably, it is an accessory. It would need to be equipped, but yeah,
Alright, I'm equipping it.
cool.
Accessories can one person wear? Is there a rule for that?
You get one accessory.
Ooh.
Ah, right. That means if I get multiple accessories, we can hand them around.
Yeah, we can all. Yeah, we need to get
That's
as
nice.
much ice as possible.
Exactly.
I'm
you
going to
can
pin it
also-
to my tie like a tie clip.
You can also switch it using a equipment action. So if you have like multiple, you could switch between them.
Yeah.
I love the tie bar. It's very, very classy.
You would note, Pelleas, that wearing it does give you a better response from most of the people you talk to. Because they'll see it and be like, they'll have that like moment of, well, you would notice this, Silex, you would notice this. That moment of like internal kind of thing of like, oh, they wouldn't be wearing that unless Shiva was chill with them.
Well, to be fair, I just assume that that's how people look at me anyway.
Yeah, that is.
It's why you didn't
It's
notice.
true.
That's why the rest of us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like... of course, everybody's going to be noticing how handsome I am and how noble and regal I am.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. There's no way they wouldn't. Silex, you would
Yeah.
notice the like slight differential. And it's not like a huge difference, but it's that little bit of deference to your to Pelleas under those circumstances. That the difference from like outsider to like respected but unknown, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
I always kind of walk around as though I'm a celebrity.
And everyone wants you to get out of here.
And everyone
Yeah.
who was waving to you before and was actually waving at me behind you is now actually waving at you.
Yeah.
I did not notice this difference in reality.
Okay, so Flink, Gawain, we approach the airship with you guys. So as you approach before, it is now much more calm. There would be a number of civilians still on board, mostly because there are places to sleep on here. And they seem to have very much adopted the idea that as of right now, given that they are static and moored, this is now a flop house or temporary shelter and residence for anyone that needs it.
Good thinking.
The most who have other options are taking up those other options. Also, there's a number of people on the outside scrubbing their ex's guts off of it. As you get there and find the anxious guard from before, the anxious soldier from before, they will direct you to Minerva Tass's room. There is a clear disquiet about them as they direct you there. Not awful, but there's that little bit of like you kind of know intuitively that it's not good, right?
Yeah.
Flink is not going to say anything, just following.
Okay, so you head on in.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Why she got a health bar, guys? I don't know.
The return of the health bar.
It's
Full health.
back.
Full health bar. She's saved.
There we go.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I worked out with the problem. I just make everyone hostile.
Ah!
So as you walk in on Minerva Tass, she is wearing a lighter outfit than usual. I would represent that with a token, but like, fuck it. I'm not putting in that work.
Are you saying she's
Brilliant.
wearing her nightgowns?
Not nightgowns. She is wearing like comfortable clothing rather than adventuring clothing, right?
Wow.
As you walk in, she is standing by the window with a hand against the wall. And what you notice from this, the kind of first thing that you intuitively notice is that there is a slight tremble throughout her entire body. Gawain, you might have seen this before. You are aware that one of the side effects of aggressively overusing mana, it can kind of burn out parts of the nervous system and can cause trembling. Generally, that's something that you retire from. Like, if it's permanent, that's something that causes you to retire.
Wow. I cannot believe you are standing. What a badass. I would still be in bed if I was you. I would be milking it.
You are making it just a second ago. Or hours ago.
Minerva, like, will look at you and say, yes, well, some of us have work to do, Gawain.
Yeah, that's what I came. I came to talk to your your captain about work, but I wanted to check in on you first.
Minerva, you look awful.
I'm gonna snort.
How are you feeling?
Minerva will say, what a wonderful thing to tell a woman, Flink.
I know.
Minerva, can I come in?
Pelleas, no, we left you over there for a reason. I tactically split the party.
And it's just like, somebody shoot that dog.
God damn.
In all seriousness, I'm glad you're alive.
She'll nod and say, I am too. The healers say that there's a distinct possibility that it won't be permanent. She'll look at Gawain with that kind of knowing look.
Anything we can do? Like, is there any, like, crazy... I don't know. Can I help you?
She'll shake her head and say, no, I don't think so. At least not with this. However, as I think you were already going to mention, you owe us some art coils.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
About that.
Sure, we owe you some arc coils. I don't know that we can pay for them, but we can certainly can render our services in procuring them. How about
As you
that?
say, you don't know if you can pay for them. She'll go to make like a dismissive hand wave gesture, then stumble forward slightly and immediately have to regrip the wall. As she looks down, you can see that like look of that brief look of like genuine fury, right?
Yeah.
Of anger and frustration.
Suck.
But then she'll regain her look to you and say, I shouldn't think that cost would get in the way of it. I'm certain it can be supplied. I can have my lieutenant hand over any details for supplies and such. However, right now that you are the most able-bodied individuals on this ship who are the most likely to be able to get us those arc coils safely and in good time.
That is the idea.
Her shoulders are going to drop as she looks out the window and lets out this kind of slow, exasperated sigh and say, "You know, Gawain, I really thought we had the bastard this time."
Me too. I mean, like, we smashed him up good. And, he's like cackling and floats away. He's not even a real person. He's a brain in a little octopus body. I haven't drawn it yet, but I can't get it out of my brain. So I will, and I'll forward that to you.
She will nod and then say, "I'll do what I can here. Obviously, it won't be much, but we'll look after the village as best we can in the meantime."
Hey, and cheer up. If you felt fine, you'd still send us to do this because it would be beneath you.
You can see the crease of the Aquilian smile across her face. Like, she'll just say, I appreciate, Gawain, and then she'll nod to you and continue staring out the window with that slight tremble across her body as the sunlight radiates inwards.
What a terrible image. Beautiful, terrible image.
So you go have a talk with the lieutenant.
Can we get the requisition forms, or how do we make this official and make this easy, basically?
So they will write up some requisition forms. They'll write up where you need to go, and they will also write up carriage as well. Like a specific, because obviously, like arc coils, they're heavy, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So they will make sure that you provide with a way to transport it. And you intuitively know there's no way you can take this thing over the mountains.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go the other way, which is great because I've been wanting to explore it, and
And yeah, kind of like a money transport, except they're like Gawain and Flink and the party of the guards, exactly, Sabata.
I'm sure Salix can carry one or two of these babies.
Who do you think's pulling the carriage?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that should work. I'm gonna sit on the carriage, and he's not going to be sweating at all.
All right, so we have a plan. Or you and I have a plan. Let's go see if the other two have a plan at all.
Let's see.
And so I guess we'll hike through the mountains. I guess we can hike to Row Village and then to Telgard and take the carriage back.
Essentially, you have the route home would probably be literally going from Kumuhonua to Kumuahi, Row Mountain.
We do the green
Village.
thing.
Yeah, we do the green one.
We go back to Row Village and then go around.
Yeah, so
either way, I guess.
Your route onwards. So you have the Gratch Mountains here. So your route onwards would be either to Row Village and then round. You could potentially secure sea transport and go to Kumuhonua around the coast. You could also cut across here and then take a ferry from across here, maybe, or some water transport, maybe, if there's something that exists there, and then round the coast here.
I was imagining just doing the easy version, which is just woo.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a viable route.
I don't know how you guys are feeling about that. This was my thought. Just take the easy route on the east, with the carriage, lowlands, no problem.
Yeah, we're not strapped for time, probably. So
sounds good.
I think it's the most stable route, even if it's not necessarily the fastest. It might be faster to try and do something inland, but I think it's just it's consistent. You're not going through mountains or anything.
Absolute fastest without securing an airship, because obviously an airship would be objectively the quickest, would probably be to do a coastal run on a boat. But obviously, that assumes that you can acquire
We have a
access
carriage
to a boat
already. Yeah, upgrading to a boat might be tough. So, yeah, I vote for not overthinking it.
Understandable.
I also vote for that.
I'm almost debating spending a Fabula point to make a route through the inland sea.
Well, I think
So-
we've talked about the mahi, the wastes being like, walkable.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Mahawahi wastes are a walkable, relatively walkable, though it's still like this is shallow waters.
I don't know how
Right.
good a carriage is, and that's
Yeah,
tradition.
we would have to have a like take the carriage to a transport across the water specialized for the shallow sea, lake, whatever sea, I guess it would be. And then get other transport. And there could be a system in place. We could make it up. We have the power.
You have the Fabula points.
I have a lot of Fabula points. I could
It's
get us a
true.
boat to Telgard City.
I mean, they're like, yeah, like you know, like we could get a ferry.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm. Have like there be
fancy
a
one.
little known mountain pass that only Telgard higher ups are familiar with for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can spend those Fabula points. I'm down for it.
I will spend a Fabula point. One of my uncles is a general in the Telgard army, and he's constantly running ships around this way, just for fun.
Or patrols, maybe, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe you think they're fun, but they're actually patrols.
They are actually patrols, but yes, I assume that they're fun for him.
What's your uncle known for?
Well, my uncle is my mother's brother, and he is known for being a general in the army.
Wait, hold on.
He's also known for his absolute insane love of flamenco dancing.
Oh,
yes, I have heard about this guy because obviously I was also trained as part of that was where I got my training, and yeah, he's a legendary master of the sword and the dance.
Yes. He believes in
Yeah.
the sword dance style.
Everyone in PELLEAS' family, they're all like stuffy and they have to learn like high culture bullshit. And he learned how to dance and then was like, oh, but I'm also a badass. It's actually kind of cool, but I don't know.
I can see it.
Yes.
I just want to be
expected
clear.
something.
Gawain's still telling no one that he writes
I
haikus.
I just want to be clear. He is a general of the army that runs boat patrols down here. Just want to we're like not the Navy, the army. Like he's the army guy.
Oh,
Look,
right, yeah.
look,
He's
it's
the
PELLEAS.
Navy general.
He's the army guy. We've declared he is the army guy.
It's PELLEAS.
Presumably, he has a rivalry with the actual Navy guy, and
Oh,
is
yeah,
just kind of a jerk about it.
Lag
Then-
spending an Ultima point to invent another character.
Yeah, the Navy guys are part of a different family. Our family run the army,
Right.
but
no,
also has
exactly.
boats.
Exactly.
Spend that Fabula point.
Okay, so you spend the Fabula point to declare that Telgard General runs patrols down here on a regular basis. Presumably, you would need to make your way south then to the coast. Maybe one of the coastal, like fishing and hunting villages, or night fishermen, or similar.
Yes.
And then hope that one's passing by and that you can negotiate your way on board. Like that is it's very possible that you're like, hey, let me on the boat, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Never mind. It's too late.
Yeah. I happen to know that there is a port at the direct southwest of the country,
Okay.
which they stop
Okay.
at.
After spending, I imagine, a couple days working out what's happening and dealing with the village. What is the name of this port?
It is called Severus Port.
Okay, Severus Port. Is it something that is like under the dominion of Telgard City, or is it like a free port?
It is a free port because the army doesn't actually have its own ports, unlike the Navy.
Okay.
It is named after the great Reginald Severus who founded it.
So it's like a fake free port.
Yeah. It's more like where a lot of rich people can travel around the coasts, but the army
Okay.
uses it.
So rich people in Telgard City have extra houses in Port Severus.
Okay, so it's a rich person's tourist destination that is also
used
that
as
the
a
army
tax
used to, like-
shelter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the army also made of bigwigs whose families would come from this, who would have summer homes here, has a vested interest in patrolling.
That makes a lot of sense. The army forces here, as Jamin says, they are predominantly here because they are invested in the protection of the bigwigs and the nobility's second houses and tax shelters and stuff. That makes a lot of sense. That's why it's also here, because if it was close to Telgard City, then they couldn't keep it from being taxed by Telgard City.
It's also a justification, and it's like Telgard allows it because it's a justification for them to have this sort of soft power that we're discussing, located in this other side of the island where they don't have any projection of power otherwise down here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the relationship is like with Kumu Hanawa, but it doesnn't sound like it would be positive. Just saying.
It's probably cut off. It's a gated city. It's not a city, it's a port, but
Yeah,
God,
no, I
these
imagine
people are
like
probably
it's-
so racist.
yeah,
no
they-
interaction at all. That's why I
the
didn't know about it.
the most racist of racists are in Severus Port, right?
yeah. I was going to say they're not racist, they're just posh.
The kind of people that refer to anyone of a different skin color to them as the help, right?
Yes.
I'm glad we included some racism in my campaign. Always enjoy that.
Pelleas has no
Can't
clue
skip
of
it.
this. He is just blindly obedient to the power.
Okay. So you spend a few days in Onua, just kind of doing what you can. As you're here, you will end up being gifted a significant amount of stuff. I assume you guys don't refuse it. I'm going to add 200 zenith to the party inventory from the various small gifts that you've been given for, saving the home of these people. And you can also replenish all of your inventory points.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Just made sure that I'm not going to steal rob the next place we're in.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
He's got to do
Do
something.
you guys just want to split the money equally and not worry about it, or do you guys want to make this?
You're not going to let me try to steal the party's money?
Evenly split.
okay. So each of you gains 50 zenith.
Right, it's fine with me.
That's fine.
Just as a reminder, there are also 2 hides in the party inventory. You should be able to access it by double-clicking on the party.
Yeah.
So if you want to do anything with those...
Also, we got iron hides and the other one.
I only have 370 zenith. I'm very poor.
I mean, for your standards, that's probably poor.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 3 hides.
2 iron hides and 2 vile skins.
Yeah, Flink has both the vial skins since they were given directly to him. You're welcome to put that on the party inventory if you want. I don't...
My thought was just we can probably take them all to the same place. Or
Almost
Telgard.
certainly. Or you can
I
try and
did-
have them made into something. Up to you guys.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I was thinking about that, but you probably interpreted that as selling them.
Yeah.
Which we could also do.
It's up to you. I give you the stuff, you do whatever the hell you want with them, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you travel south to Severus Port under the advice of Pelleas,
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
which is terrifying. I don't know if
That
I would
is
ever do
terrifying.
anything under the advice of Pelleas.
I insisted that this place exists. I'm guys, seriously, you gotta believe me. This place exists. It's for real.
Yeah, you've been here, right?
Yeah.
You went here.
So we're here to check out if it's bullshit.
Yeah, I haven't taken Garwin with me. Yeah.
And turns out you weren't lying.
I am absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked to learn that there is a naval port here. It's well hidden.
It is indeed, like, it seems like the location it was constructed in is deliberately constructed in such a way as to shelter it as much as possible, both externally and internally.
Ooh, it could be half under a cliff.
Sure, yeah, exactly. It's like partially built, like parts of it are like built into a cliff face and like a drop away area, which means that the only way you're gonna see this location is if you either already know it's there or you are literally sailing as close to the coast as possible.
Mm.
Which means that it's surprisingly sneaky and stuck in here, right? Like, anyone that sails past here regularly will probably know about it, but anyone that's just like walking by could easily miss the place.
There's a lot of stairs. They like to keep people out.
Exactly.
It's not accessible.
In fact, most of the population arrives here by boat. It's a very small percentage of the population that comes here on foot, meaning that there's no real trails, no obvious trails to it either.
This is one of the few times where we have to let Pelleas do the talking, guys.
It has a super nice beach.
I bet it does.
So,
What could possibly go wrong?
I always had summer school when Pelleas was on vacation.
Yeah, my Uncle Gilbert, I'm going to write that name down. That's his name.
Uncle
My
Gilbert.
Uncle Gilbert.
So you traverse your way up here, and Pelleas, you've never entered this from this side, right? You've always taken a boat here, so it's not the easiest place to enter. Like, it's here, right?
Yeah.
But like,
I'm trying to figure out how to get to the door.
what are you gonna do to try and work that out?
I might go to the place where I know but it is around about and just call out to one of the guards, which would be around the top, and I'll be like, Chief Guardsman Alan, it is I, Pelleas. Can we get a ladder down or something? I need to make a visit through the wrong direction.
Fantastic. Okay, so you call this out, and then like after a few minutes, like after a brief moment or two, like a head pops out over the the bluff, and they go, "You what?"
You are more than welcome to come over here and check.
There's just like this a confused silence.
I am aware of coming through the wrong door. I've been on a journey. I wish to get down so that I can travel to the port.
I'm gonna walk up to the buzzer and be like, "Hi, my name's Gawain. This is Pelleas. Yes, that Pelleas. Can you please let us in so we can get a ride back to Telgard? Thank you."
I'm more than happy for you to check my ID.
And then we'll walk
okay.
away. Just gonna
So-
keep letting Pelleas talk.
After a few more minutes, the door is the semi-hidden door is opened, or you hear a door opening, and then a person arrives forward in armor, looking at the group and saying, "So, first looking at Pelleas, who is probably still talking about like how they're a person, and then go to Gawain and say, so look, just a confused kind of noise is like, what? Why are you coming via boat?"
Oh, well, you see, we were on an airship that has been grounded, and that's why we need transport back to Telgard.
Yeah. Also, you should know me.
He does know you, that's why we're having this conversation, Pelleas.
Yeah.
Instead of them just killing us.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably wouldn't kill you. They probably just ignore you, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
These are my people.
We work
They
for
work-
his mom, technically, the lady. We work for the lady.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pelleas, her name means a lot more here than yours.
Lady Lynette, you would know her as.
Lady
Lynette.
Lynette.
Of course you would know Lady Lynette. Everybody knows Lady Lynette.
And you can, like, as you mentioned that, you can see the kind of parts connecting in this guy's brain. It says, right. Right. Go on then. Let's get you inside.
Thank you,
And
sir.
we'll
Thank
take
you.
you through this, like, semi-hidden... Again, like, it's not fully hidden. It's just the kind of location where they haven't made anything obvious, right?
Once you're on the inside, it's all very visible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when you're looking at from the other side, you know, as you actually get into here and you see the area rolls away in such a way that if you are standing at the top area of it, you aren't really going to see it if you're just going past. But once you're in there, you notice it kind of opens up and you can now see, you know, various housing and, you know, stone streets, which are incredibly expensive. And there is a gentle kind of bustle of activity and people as this person lets you in, checks you past one of the other guards to make sure you are who you say you are, and then lets you into Severus Port proper.
Yes.
Oh boy, this is a nice city. It would be too bad if something happened to it.
It would really be too bad if something happened to it. I remember the last time I came here, I forgot to bring my gold. My mother had to spend everything for me. You know, it's 10 gold for a drink here.
How much can a drink cost?
Yeah, I'm wondering, is that a lot? I'm not sure.
Yes.
You wouldn't buy drinks in gold normally.
Huh. Well, huh.
That's essentially someone saying it's like $150 for a drink.
Okay, I should keep my hands in check.
I mean, that is where we are, if we're being real.
But yes, this place, you know, looks incredibly nice. It is, you know, absolutely spotless. It is like stone everywhere, which already on the coast is a little bit weird because you know, it's not necessarily as accessible as it would be like closer to the mountains.
Yeah, there's a lot of very posh, dignified people being served by a lot of half-naked Kunoa-Haians.
I hate
I
this.
don't like it here.
Yeah, and exactly spot. It's got like imported marble everywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, you've even got like buildings of like completely separate architectural styles just sat right next to each other.
I don't like this. My stomach's tight. I want to get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, we're just glazing over the fact that my people are servants here.
Well, not specifically Honians. It's the Hais.
She wants the other village. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, you can take your shirt off and everybody will think you belong here.
I think
They're bad people. That's all I can tell you. These are bad people.
You might notice that this place used to actually be a great entrance to the city of Kunoa Haruai. Hanwa. It was just
No, it wasn't.
relocated into.
Oh.
Besides, like, I have a wholesome thing going on over here. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, we have a museum back home for where you'll find some Kuno Hormo stuff.
The Telegraph Museum of Kumohonuan artifacts.
Yeah.
Incredible. Hey chat, just to let you guys know, just so chat knows, I didn't intend for Telguard to be the British.
I don't want this. I don't want it to be this bad.
This is entirely Summer's decision making. I have no input on this. I kind of wanted to be
points.
like, I wanted to be like, hey, you know, like I'm not really gonna tackle like, you know, racism and oppression that much. Like it might be a little bit of undercurrent, but I don't want it to be like a forefront. Summer's just like, no, they keep servants, and they're very mean to them, and also they only use servants of other races while stealing all their cultural artifacts.
I'm going to drop another Fabula point down on that because I feel like I've kind of taken the lead a bit too much there. So
I mean,
yeah.
it's fine. It's hilarious, but it's kind of fucked up.
Look, it's okay to have an undercurrent of bad people from Telgard who, like, maybe we can, like, ease up on this a little.
Yeah,
right?
they're not all Telguardians. They are only the
And some rich people from Telgard who have like summer, like, we ran a place with some really scuzzball people.
Yeah, this is
okay.
okay. This is the scuzzball place where all this, like, if you're a rich Telguardian and you have a home here, you're probably a scumbag. But maybe Telgard isn't just full of scumbags, okay?
No, there are good nobles.
There are good nobles.
Sure, okay.
But also, if you've grown up in that kind of community, you might not know that it's bad.
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
This is the... PELLEAS doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's doing.
It's about at this rate, the bad guy's going to be a man in a suit with a top hat and a long, thin mustache. I mean,
he's just going to be the Monopoly guy.
Exactly. Anyway, you are in Severisport. It is massively overpriced. It is a location that imports almost everything, and
Yes.
it is home to great inequality. There are very much like two types of people that live here: the people that own things and the people that don't.
Yes.
I almost feel like at this point you gotta have... Anyway. I'm not getting hung up on this.
I'm like, what could be worse?
What are you going to do to try and get home from here?
First of all, I'm going to stop by my house.
Okay, yeah, of course you've got a house here. Why wouldn't you?
After we just established.
I thought that was what we had established. The whole thing is that the reason is that Pelleas' family is kind of rich scuzzbags. Like,
Yeah.
No,
My
that's fair.
they're
family-
rich
You've got
people.
a house here.
They're at a minimum have a nice house in a tropical location to dodge taxes. Like,
That's
they're
fair.
already bad.
You've
Like,
got a
that's
nice
fine.
house in Severisport. It's perhaps perhaps not as opulent as some of the houses here. It's not your full-time residence. This is a
It's the
holiday
winter
residence
home.
here.
Yeah.
You know?
We don't have servants here.
You don't have servants
Well,
here.
presumably your servants come with you when you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we bring our regular people, and
Okay.
we only come
That's
for a couple of
presumably
days.
house servants. That's presumably most of the people who work here. I would assume actually are just brought by the families. That
Yeah,
are
there
coming
is a very itinerant nature to the majority of the quote-unquote residents. There's very
Anyway,
few
so
permanent
great-
residents.
Great to know we have a place to stay, and also I guess maybe the rest of us could work on. Hey, Flink, what do you think about getting onto whatever ship they use to trade with Telgard when it's next here?
Whatever gets me out of here, honestly.
Well, I mean, like, do you think it'd be easy to get on, or do you think like we should actually negotiate with them?
We are 4 people.
Yeah, you're right. Pelleas won't be able to shut the fuck up for the whole trip.
We
You're
could
right.
hide 3 people. No, actually, no. We could hide 2 people. We cannot hide PELLEAS or Silex.
Yeah, we
For
don't
very
need to
different
hide.
reasons.
You're right.
Let's just get on the boat. When the boat comes in, we'll just say, we want to go to Telgard City, and they'll ask us for our family names, and then we'll tell them our family names, and then they'll let us go.
You know, I hate the fact that Pelleas is probably right. let's just let it. You know, it's
Let's try the diplomatic solution.
Okay, so I imagine you spend the evening at Pelleas' house, where the major domo of the house, who probably effectively permanently resides in it to make sure it's kept in good condition.
yeah. You're one permanent
fact-
resident.
yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
smart. That's how that shit is working best.
They do seem rather confused that you're here. And perhaps, Gawain, you pick up on perhaps a slight irritation that they're here, right? Without warning.
I will apologize on behalf of Pelleas and explain that this is all part of Pelleas's job, and we just need a place to stay for the night and then get back to Telgard. So we're not doing anything crazy, and we will. He only has to worry about Pelleas, and the rest of us will clean up after ourselves as best we can.
The Majordomo does nonetheless have you guys food prepared. For most of you, this is probably some of the best food that you've ever eaten in your lives. For Pelleas, this is like, it's fine.
It'll do in a rush.
The Majordomo does apologize for the fact that they don't have, like, that they can only supply the cheap stuff on short notice, effectively.
Yeah, it's fine.
What do you mean cheap stuff? Give me more of this. Where's the fridge?
Yeah. Flink and Gawain and Silex are like chowing down.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I'm just like, I say that's fine, like with a hand gesture.
This is like imported beers, imported wines, imported meat, right? Like somehow it's fresh despite being imported, which means that like they must be using magic to preserve it or something. This is the kind of thing which one meal here could probably buy a house in Kumuhonua, right?
Yeah, I hate these people, but I'm going to eat their food. And I'm going to keep taking their money.
Absolutely.
This is my small shed in the country, and it's just like a mansion on a beach side.
Yeah, this is the first time I've come here.
Really?
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I should have brought you over on more of our school holidays.
You asked one time, but I was in summer school.
Oh yeah, you did do a lot of summer schools.
Yeah, I've had to learn a lot of stuff.
I used to bring some other friends here.
Yeah, I remember them. Some of them were cute. You have a type.
I came here with Minerva Tass a few times.
That's not true. That's a lie.
Just pulling your leg.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw something at Pelleas.
Yeah. There were a lot of girls that used to come here with me.
Yeah, girls, huh?
Yeah.
So you throw something at Pelleas, and then, like, within 30 seconds, the Majordomo has come by and cleaned it up afterwards. Doesn't even mention anything. That's the most disturbing part of it, right?
Oh, does that mean I can throw all my food on the ground?
No. Make his job as easy as possible. Remember, he has to put up with Pelleas for a living.
Oh,
and
you're
Pelleas'
right.
his mom. Be nice.
His
how
name is
long-
Jeeves. He is 90.
Yes,
What?
but that's not old for his race, whatever it is.
No comment.
He's some kind of human elf.
I don't remember what our races were.
Someone's
I
gone
forgot.
mad with power.
Yeah. Okay,
He's
can
not
we
90.
please, can we
he's
please
amazing
leave
to
this place?
Anyway, the morning rolls around, and you, I presume, go to the port area and try and find who's going where. Flink, you have enough background in ports because you've interacted. Admittedly, it is a different type of port, but you have interacted with airship ports, right?
Yes.
And as such, you have a fairly intuitive grasp of like, hey, there's going to be an office somewhere here that discusses with people who's going where and when they're leaving and when the scheduled ships are to arrive. Generally, they don't give that information out completely freely, but if you're looking for something specific, they will generally help you out some, as long as you're not being a jerk.
Yeah. But in this case, we will head over there, and we will probably have to leave Pelleas and Gawain to talking. Pelleas with his name and Gawain.
I mean,
does his
given it's a port, you know that like nobility don't interact with port authorities. They have someone else do that for them, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll do that. And I'm taking Silex with me, and we leave PELLEAS and Gawain to themselves, ideally.
Yes, I'll run interference for you.
So
Yeah,
you,
it's kind of weird that I just allow the Kunohonoros to go and do this for me.
Okay, maybe I should take PELLEAS with me. Now thinking about it.
No, we're playing the part. It's
you're
good.
playing the part of letting
Yeah.
the other people handle stuff, so you're all good. So you go to the office, and there is like a wooden shutter that, as you tap on, is slammed back with a shunk. It goes, yeah.
Good day, sir. We are looking for a way to Talgrad City. Now, ideally.
They'll look at you and be like, I don't think there's any passenger ships.
When in doubt, drop the name.
Well, you seem not to be knowing who you are talking to here. We are here with the... Actually, Prince PELLEAS. He demands a ship right now.
What? This is going to require a roll, because this seems like it's an intimidation thing, right? I'm going to need a roll out of you. What do you think would be an appropriate roll to...
Let me
Not
check.
necessarily threaten, but just be like, hey, come on, just make it work.
Feels like a willpower.
Is it willpower?
Willpower and
Willpower
maybe...
might?
Willpower insight, because insight is thinking,
Insight
right?
is always good in this case. Yeah, I guess so. Willpower, insight.
Okay, roll me willpower plus insight.
Yeah!
With a 12, that's a pretty decent roll.
Yeah, I can roll with that. Literally.
That's a good roll.
You see the eye roll, but they'll check their document again, and then say, "There's a trader heading out in a couple hours," and then just instantly slam. Like after giving you the name of the vessel, we'll slam the shutter shut.
Well, that's rude, but thank you, sir.
Like, they don't want to deal with your bullshit, right? You,
Right.
you came up here, you're like, I have a prince. Do you want to say, because the prince? He's like, fuck off.
Be nice, I have a prince.
Yeah, laborers need to be more empathetic toward one another.
Especially towards nobility.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying like when they're like, man, like we have to deal with the prince too.
Yeah, but you guys
yeah.
just threatened him, essentially, right?
I guess he did threaten.
I thought I was being nice. Speaking his language, so to say.
You've been hanging out with Summit too much.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got the name of a vessel heading out.
Yeah, we'll go back to the group.
Excellent.
Tell them news.
We need to get somewhere where I'm not a second-class citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. No worries, Alex. I don't like this place either.
So, you go to this trade vessel collectively, and you find upon this trade vessel a captain, a rather like dapper looking person who's clearly has ideals of their own nobility, right? They're not noble, but they carry the trappings of somebody who wants to be nobility, right?
I get it. Fucking poser. I walk a line in this line of work. He crossed it.
As
Yeah.
you arrive upon them, because you've had no introduction, you arrive and see them giving orders and negotiating with people, preparing to depart. You walk up to them and they will say, "Yes."
Oh boy.
Is there anyone in the group that
We
that
wish
responds to that?
we wish to aboard the ship. I am Lord PELLEAS, son of Lady Lindit. Requirements have it that we just need to get to Telgard fast.
And why would you not wait for a passenger ship?
Speed?
Is it really so desperate that you would travel in the regards of a trade vessel?
Unfortunately, circumstances have it that it is. You see, our airship has recently exploded. If you saw the great pile of smoke coming out of Konohanawa earlier. And we do need to get back rather quickly. Or are you incapable of doing this?
Oh, I am certainly capable. Who will I make out the receipt?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. No, to who would I make out the receipt, is what he asked.
Lady Lynette. Lady Lynette.
I should have said invoice, not receipt.
Yeah.
My bad. But yes, they ask to who they're going to charge it. You say Lady Lynette. Have I forgotten her name? Lady Lynette.
Yes,
Yes,
Lady
Lady
Lynette.
Lynette.
Or if you'd prefer, my grandfather, the king.
He narrows his eyes slightly at that. Not necessarily sure if that's true, but like nobility, those family circles do tend to be family trees. I reflexively said those family circles.
Yeah.
You know how it be.
My cousin is the prince, so it kind of would make sense that I would be related somehow to the king.
Probably. It's one of those things where like you could probably, with enough work, say you're related. But...
Yeah, we're not part of the main wife's branch.
Right, obviously.
We are a sequel wife's branch.
Yeah, cadet branch. They will make out a invoice to you, and the price upon it is an insane value for this trip. Gawain, if you see, it's like several thousands in it.
I'm not. This isn't new for me, but it's always upsetting every time.
I'll just brush it off. I mean, my Uncle Gilbert will always fix it if there's something wrong.
Flink will interfere. Are you sure you want to charge a lot with this amount of money? This will have consequences if the, especially her uncle, his uncle, sorry, will get to know about this.
Yeah, my Uncle Gilbert will get to know about this, but if it's fine, then it's fine. Take us on your way.
He seems very confused by this. Flink has just been like, this is too much. Pelleas has gone, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, his response would be, I think you should listen to your master.
Excuse me? Well, he may be my subordinate. Nobody calls me master. Not yet, anyway.
I apologize, Pelleas. But he will, at that point, depart to make ready the ship and have someone offer you rooms. You note that the group as a collective are given the second in command's room, and they are subsequently kicked out of their own room, so you can have residence there. However, the rest of the group may take whatever bunks available as crew.
Oh, so I get the captains.
Yeah,
The captain's
that's why
is not
they
available.
did it for you.
The captain's bunk is not available. He's got his own nice special room. The second in command is the one that got kicked out of their room for Pelleas.
Yeah.
The rest of you can either bunk in Pelleas' room or pick up crew bunks, as is your preference.
I would say everybody come and join me in my room.
I don't think there's enough room for everybody.
It's a tight fit, especially with Silex.
I think we'll fit.
I'm gonna go.
Leave me out of it.
I'm gonna go find another bunk.
Yeah, me too. Gawain.
Silex.
I'm already asleep in some other bunk, man.
Yeah.
It was such a long journey. I just want to be petted while I have a journey. Is that so much to ask?
Yes.
Ask the second in command.
So you will head off after some time. The journey is surprisingly rapid. Using, it's a fairly advanced vessel, so they are using some elements of magical propulsion, meaning that they are able to self-propel themselves with significant rapidity, definitely faster than you can walk this journey, even if the actual distance is longer. And you will have your journey made across the coast.
That's actually super cool.
and readily and safely find your way to Telgard City.
So at some point in this voyage, I'm just staring out into the ocean, just completely dead-eyed. And I look over to either Flink or Gawain, whoever's close by at the time, and just say, "We're not talking about this again, are we? We're not going back."
Ideally, we burn that place to the ground. Maybe we find a stray Direxus.
I'm just traumatized from the whole experience in a very different way than I've already been traumatized.
Yeah.
How can you be upset? It's such a wonderful place.
What place?
Exactly.
This is what I'll say, Silex. Get used to weaponizing the fact that people just assume that Pelleas is in charge and that we're just, like, not gonna do anything.
All right, yeah. I always just
It
assume
is kind of dehumanizing, though. Hard to disagree.
well, technically, you're not a human. Just saying.
Then what am I?
You're a bird person.
I'm looking for wings. I'm like,
We're all people.
interesting take.
I mean, I'm the least human of us here.
And still, I don't see you go around sniffing butts.
Not yet.
Don't say it
okay.
like that.
Of course, I wouldn't do that.
The shit that I deal with. I swear that most GMs don't have to deal with this level of like.
No, it's
weird-
just you.
Yeah, like most GMs don't have to deal with like one of their players just being like, "I would shit myself with every other character here."
Apologies. I'm just a puppy looking for somebody to scratch my ear.
Like this is the worst part. Like I know
I'm gonna roll over and sleep in my sleep again and be like, "Go to bed, Pelleas," and just keep sleeping.
Good. Okay,
Mm.
I'm dedicated to my job.
you arrive at the port for Talgard. It is essentially a predominantly military port. It is almost exclusively like the port, some buildings, and a road to Talgard. Right, like it is not a full city.
Hmm.
There is just enough labor here for all of the port functionality. So much so that it doesn't really, like, it isn't even really used by a full name for the place. It's just the port.
Checks out.
Yeah, Telgard pod.
Yeah. However, it is like less than a day's journey. It's probably like a few hours to Telgard City proper on foot. And I presume you start to make your way there, only for the captain of the ship to ask, "So, how will I be paid?"
Weren't you sending your receipt to my parents? My mother? You will be paid. With gold.
There is a kind of narrowing of the eyes, and then a kind of like, "Very well," as you head onwards. Hopefully your mother pays him out, right? Like that's
Yeah. I will send the receipt that I've got to my mother and to my Uncle Gilbert.
excellent.
And
So you might
they
get paid
will-
twice.
Yeah, they will sort it out.
You just had like, yeah, go sort it. Oh, sort it out. Not even pay it. They'll sort it out.
Yeah, you know, they'll.
This captain might
things
wind
right.
up in a back alley in a dumpster.
Okay, so you travel onto Telgard City. We are returning to Telgard City, the start of the campaign, to this vast, bustling city with a huge external wall and the three sisters dominating the skyline. The three sisters being the huge defensive cannons that are directly linked to the arc siphon here, which you know collectively I mean, perhaps even Silex might know about these things. Perhaps not, like, directly, but there would be some kind of knowledge. They are a famous collection of cannons that are the main reason that Telgard still stands today. They are notable for having destroyed some absolutely both horrific monsters and assaults from external forces, and are one of the main reasons for the stability of Telgard City proper, and by extension, a lot of the outlying land. They are the reason that the northern half of this location is known as the Packlands, because they have permitted their culture to. They provided the stability to allow their culture to spread throughout this area. It is easy to enter the city from the port lines. Gara. The cannons are important cannon, just so you know. Thanks. Nice. Love it. This motherfucker right here. The city itself is easy to enter. There are a number of both stone and wood buildings, though compared to Port Severus, this place is one where there is a, you can see a kind of sliding value of, financial well-being as you get towards the closer to the core of the city. But it isn't like an offensive gradation. Telgard City, for example, does not have a deliberate segregation of the wealthy and poor. There is some, just purely through the fact that some property is more valuable, but it seems much more economically healthy than Port Severus.
Within Telgard City, it is important that the rich stimulate the economy so that there is no homeless. Or at least as little as possible.
There is a general social expectation within Telgard City that the wealthy should provide to charity and similar to ensure the overall health of the city.
Now that makes sense.
As to how, how a particular individual services that, and up to them, but there is a general cultural expectation within Telgard City that the extremely wealthy are expected to ensure or do what they can to ensure the safety of others, and in part because of the various political powers that provides, as the support of the people of the city are in large part what provides them a significant amount of soft power within policymaking and similar. Not all of them take up on those noble requirements as they should, though.
Hence the southern port.
Hence the Severus port, yes. See, when some people say charity, they think, I provide jobs to people by keeping them as servants, rather than
right.
other people when they think of charity, which is like, I provide opportunities for people to live their lives how they please.
If I recall, Pelleas' family is like, we built, we're the ones who like funded the opera hall like type people, right?
Mm.
It's all like big, like we sell, we have artists, we're patrons or whatever.
Yeah, my mother
Of the
sponsors.
arts.
My mother sponsors the unfortunate youth.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's the whole Flink thing.
Still, I haven't seen any money.
That program is actually just to build a spy network. She's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, but yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Because that's like Pelleas' only like actually thing where you're well educated, right? Is you're like, oh no, I actually like, I know like hella art shit,
Yeah,
like performing arts.
yes.
Yeah.
My mother's largely into the theatre. My uncle Gilbert is largely into the dance.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And my uncle Tobias is into things we do not speak of.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
We're just inventing characters. Okay, so I assume the first port of call will be the home of Pelleas.
Yes. But I would actually assume that my mother wouldn't be here right now, because she would have left to do her duties after she thought I'd left. So probably I would try and speak to one of my uncles.
Certainly. I imagine your home is going to be the first port of call to find it out, though.
Yes.
You head home with some rapidity, and actually, I think this is a great time to take a break because we've been running 2.5 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in a few minutes. Let everyone get some water, stretch their legs, do whatever they need to do to take care of themselves. When we're back, we're going to find out if Lady Lynette is here and if she's angry at Gawain for bringing PELLEAS back already.
Oh shit! I didn't wait. What? No, I didn't tell PELLEAS to come back here. No.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at Telgard City, and I think everyone's mics are live and working.
Hi.
Hi.
Can confirm.
It's like we're still working.
So, we are in Telgard City. PELLEAS was just about to go to his house and find out who's home. So, PELLEAS, you go home. You go to your, mansionette. I say mansionette. It's only a mansionette because there are, mansions which are larger next to it, right?
Yeah.
You're in the noble district where it's like mansion row homes.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
mansion. The house is opulent, wealthy. It's made of stone and brick and all kinds of care and consideration with glass everywhere, huge windows. It's got grounds to it,
Yeah, we're wealthy, but we're a side family to the main family.
Yeah, you're not like a palatial family, right?
Yeah.
But you're definitely wealthy enough that you can keep up with your neighbors type situation.
Yeah.
As you head home, you are greeted by your house keepers and such. Many of them surprised that you're home, not expected you to be here with this immediacy.
I will ask the head maid, Susan.
Okay, good. Head maid Susan.
Is Mother at home? Or opposed to that, one of my uncles or their secretaries?
You'll be told that your mother is indeed home.
Ah.
And upon this being communicated, you will be invited almost immediately into the drawing room.
Oh.
Which, despite what PELLEAS thinks, is not for drawing.
No, the drawing room tends to be the room that I get told off in.
Exactly.
It's for drawing me down.
Are we with PELLEAS or is he on his own right now?
You would collectively be invited along.
Good.
So we're
okay.
all being scolded, or is PELLEAS being scolded while we're in the other room?
I mean, what has essentially happened is PELLEAS came home, you guys with them, and then apparently the servant was just like, everyone needs to go to the drawing room, kind of
My
thing.
mother knows
Gotcha.
better than to
Okay.
expect an explanation from me.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm hearing you both.
So you are directed to the drawing room.
Ooh.
And in front of you is Lady Lynette, who will greet you and say, "Greetings, Gawain, PELLEAS, Flink." And she will gesture to Silex and say, "I am afraid you have the advantage of me."
Silex, man.
Silex, it is a pleasure to see you. And then she will say, "I am," to Silex, and will say, "I'm Lady Lynette, and PELLEAS is my son."
Hello, Mum.
And then she will drift her view to Gawain and then say, "Gawain, could you please explain why my son has returned here? I sent you out perhaps 2.5 weeks ago."
So, we've made a lot of progress in that 2.5 weeks, and we are back in Telgard working. So, we stopped by. We are not here to stay. Pelleas is not trying to freeload right now. Anyway, where do I start?
We have a boat receipt.
Let's not start there.
What do you mean, Pelleas?
No, let's can we do that later, please? So
Lady Lynette will give Gawain that look of like, be quiet. I'm talking to my son.
I'll just hand my mother the receipt.
Flink is averting his eyes from this scene.
Like, she examines the receipt, and then there's like, Gawain, you've probably seen this
I've
expression
seen the
before.
number.
Like
Oh, God.
the slow inhale of like, my son is a fucking idiot. That inhalation.
Yeah.
She will then look to Gawain and be like, would you care to explain?
That or what I was going to talk about, because Pelleas can explain that, and I can explain the everything else. I don't want to take credit for that.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what that is. But I think you should listen to, like, the story as a whole first. Like, we should relay to you everything that we've been through. I found my dad's old house. I've summoned some spirits. I've got 2.
2? Yeah, I'm like 2.
Yeah, one of them I had to name myself.
We saved a village. We fought an evil scientist twice, and now we're trying to hunt him down on a job.
We may have to replace some parts to an airship.
Also, a job we're doing. It's a paid job.
You can see this kind of like, there is a bemused look on her face, and then she is going to just start questioning the story and getting you to convey everything like step by step. And I assume you collectively explain just what the hell's been happening in the last couple weeks.
Collectively, I think we'd all manage to get it through.
Okay.
Now Flink is going to be like, where's my mother with money?
You don't get...
We'll talk about that later. More pressing issues.
Okay, so Lady Lynette will, after taking this all in, will then say to Gawain, it seems that you have done a generally satisfactory job of keeping my son safe. However, I am mildly concerned that you would fight a large, violent beast alongside him.
That was like probably one of our dumber choices, but
He saved my life.
Yeah, it worked out.
Flink came in there. He was heroic.
I would suggest perhaps in future, Gawain, that not exposing my son to potential death might save his life more efficiently.
I think you're right. This is one of those lessons that this is one of those things you learn a lesson from.
It's a learning moment.
She will slowly nod.
Also, hear me out.
Okay.
I had to help Minerva. You get it. You're not dumb like Pelleas. You get it. I had to do it.
They're getting married.
That's never gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
She likes me for a reason.
So, to be clear, you are saying that you risked my son's life?
No, what I'm saying is that I
teenage.
No, I risked my life, and Pelleas was dumb and wouldn't leave me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave my friend. You know me.
So next time, I won't trust him to not follow me. That was dumb of me. I was like, Pelleas will make the smart choice, and obviously, why would I think that? So that's on me. I totally accept it.
She will shake her head slowly in a kind of like dismissive attitude. However, she feels you've probably been sufficiently rebuked after some of the shit that she said to you. And after doing so, will nonetheless, so far she's maintained this kind of like cold, deliberate distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once all of this has been explained, however, and discussion and rebukes happening and scolding and similar, she will nonetheless approach and hug Pelleas. A display of affection and care.
Yay.
And generally treat you in a caring and motherly way. Though, you know, she's cold a lot of the time. It doesn't seem that she's upset to see you or anything, right?
Yeah. I understand. She has to be strong with me.
Exactly. She will also scold you for costing her several thousand zenit on this trip that you just were like, oh, pay it, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not that several thousand zenit is that much of a deal for her, but, you know, it's the principle of the matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
can't have you getting financially abused by random strangers.
It's the fact that I allowed myself to get into that situation when she was expecting me to be, off doing duties.
Exactly. She does seem proud of you, however, for fulfilling at least some of your duties, especially considering with how little information you had to be sent out with.
Yeah.
She will invite you collectively to rest at the estate, should you choose. And she will offer particular kindness to Silex, given what he's gone through. Nothing like, she isn't trying to be like overly pitiable or anything. She's just like, hey, you know, if you'd like, we could, you know, maybe have like a doctor look at you or something, that kind of thing, right?
I appreciate the attention, and if we have time, I'll take her up on it. But we have a few things that we
Certainly.
need to do.
Lady Lynette, can I make a suggestion or a request?
She'd pay attention to you.
Along the lines of what you were just reprimanding me for. I think you should hire Silex to help us. I think he'd be amenable to what we're doing. I think our goals coincide with his, and he's amazing at keeping people safe. Probably in a group of people who are good at keeping Pelleas safe, he would be the best.
Flink speaks up. Without him, more than Pelleas and Gawain would have died. A lot more people.
Pelleas, would you be amenable to this?
I would. I'd be very, very amenable.
God damn
Thank
it.
you, Mum.
Ah, dear. Hiring your unrequited love, totally. Very well, then. Silex, I will make arrangements with you later as to your compensation.
Thank you.
I assumed you didn't want to be a guard anymore. And that you wanted to do what we were doing anyway.
Yeah, we have a higher calling at the moment.
I figured he was coming along anyway. But yeah, he might as well get paid.
I'm fist bumping. I'm like, yeah. Well, it makes it official. I think there's some official capacity importance here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I appreciate not being the help like I was down in the port.
I mean, Lynette would invite you to dinner. I was just about to say. She invites you all to dinner, right? Because that's going to happen. And Silex, you would notice that Lady Lynette shows a polite and caring interest in the cultural elements of Kuhonua. the questions are posed from a position without an assumption of superiority, right? She seems genuinely curious about Silex's cultural background.
Okay, good.
Yeah. My mum's smart. Like, genuinely smart.
We'll get you there someday.
Someday,
Yeah.
hopefully.
She's like fun. She's like making sure children know how to play violins and shit. You know, like she's like whatever. She's all nice and everyone
Yeah.
likes her.
She is, from most of your estimations and from your immediate responses, she seems like an okay, decent human being. She's a rich person, kind of stern. Definitely can be very stern if she chooses to, but not the kind of person to think that somebody else has a value based on where they come from, right?
I'm liking this. I was concerned after Pelleas's bumping of elbows with the Severus people.
Nah, Pelleas is just taking the red pill. It's fine. We'll fix it.
We
Yeah.
can fix him, guys.
I think Pelleas, is Pelleas is ignorant in a way that is just so blunt, right? Like actual ignorance rather than willful ignorance, right? Like
for sure.
Pelleas just genuinely doesn't get it. Whereas, a lot of the people in Port Severus choose not to get it, right?
They choose not to get it when it's convenient to them.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, you have dinner here, and it is once again it is ridiculously high quality food. You are offered beds here, should you choose them. And also, Lynette will give. She will give a letter of. Like a letter of introduction, so that you can just go in and talk to the military person rather than trying to have to convince them to see you. So you can do your requisition stuff.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice.
But yeah, apart from that, it's just a comfortable, restful environment, which you guys could probably deserve after all the hell you've been through in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You even get comfortable beds with silk sheets and such. You each get your
Ooh.
own room, even, Silex. Nobody pets you randomly during the night.
Oh my
I
gosh.
will be.
I might offer to give Silex a tour around the mansion.
I would like a private minute with Lady Lunette.
All right. Taking private minutes with my mother now.
Certainly.
Hey, how you like it, Pelleas? Hey, do you think like flinking your mom? You think
It's not happening. It's not happening.
yeah,
she's
maybe
an
next
older
time.
woman, but certainly, could still draw attention if she chose to, right? Like,
How dare you? I would never.
Well, maybe you'll think about this next time you try to talk about my mom.
Yeah, but your mom really is a bird.
And yours is a bag.
wait, what?
Tackling each other in the other hall.
You were just walking down the door talking shit, and Flink is having this moment with Lady Lynette.
You saw he's shaking her down for money. Well, I mean, it's fine.
That's what you meant. Okay.
They already know.
Okay,
That was so funny.
Lady Lynette will, as the party is out of here, Lady
Just
Lynette
vanished.
and Flink will talk. Yes, you wish to talk to me about something?
Yes, my lady. We were speaking about compensation earlier. How is my compensation doing? Can I visit them?
there is a slight drop in their shoulders as they say, there are issues ongoing. She'll look down and say, there's new charges. I have a lawyer working against them, but there is an issue. I would recommend not visiting them at this time.
Flink is staring to the ground. I understand. Thank you for your help and all you've done for me. And I guess Flink leaves.
The door clicks behind you as it shuts. You're really, like, I just want to say, Crunch, you're really good at leaning into your backstory.
Thank you.
It's very good. It's very good. I like it. Okay, so you rejoin the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your comfortable residence. What are you doing in general?
Sit in silence in my room.
Okay, nice. What objectives are you trying to fulfill, basically?
So we've got the actuals. So, okay. My question would be, for Silex and PELLEAS, was there something that we were supposed to get for the village? Or do they just need manpower?
It's just a matter of time. Time and effort. They don't need anything special from us. We're just shopping for the airship.
So that's easy. We know where to go and what to do for that. So then the other one would be to try and dig up information about Dr. Kawai. I have a friend, PELLEAS and I have a friend who was from school. He works at he's like a grad student or whatever we'd call that. You know, like he's doing an apprenticeship after school at the Magitech institute that's like attached to the academy we went to.
The Engineers Guild, I imagine.
Okay, yeah. We had it written up, and thank you for smoothing that out for me. But the point is, based on the tech that Kawai is using, I mean, someone from there might be able to help us. Like, narrow down where he is, what he is, how it works, anything. I don't know. That's the only lead I've got.
Could be worth looking into. Do you want to visit him first, or do you want to pick up the
yeah, I think
coil?
we should visit him first, because once we get everything, we should just leave.
Sounds like a plan.
Does anyone need to do any shopping?
I would like to go around. We have these, not pals, but stuff. We were talking about them. I would like to find somebody that can do something with them. The Ironhides and the Vileskin. I don't really care what is done to them. Just something.
So it's 4 different hides?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, let's go. It's 2 and 2, I think.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Let's go see if anyone can, like, there's like a leather worker or something.
Silex, I believe you also have that magical leaf as well.
I do have the leaf.
I don't know if you want to pursue anything here.
I was going to wait.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Flink, Gawain, Gawain, you would have some knowledge about, like, because you are part of the profession of, like, monster resources from one end of it, right? Like, you know how to gather these resources. And so you've got some knowledge of, like, the rest of the profession down the line. Flink, my understanding is you've just got, like, a lot of varied knowledge from your background. So you might have more knowledge in the trade and valuation of these things. PELLEAS has no knowledge in this case.
Yeah. PELLEAS is relaxing. He was told to take it easy. He's taking it easy.
Absolutely.
He did not understand the undertext of that.
Just as Mom told.
Exactly. So, Gawain Flink, you are probably readily able to find traders that will take these off your hands if you simply wish to sell them.
I think we can do funnier things with that, although I would love money.
Your call, Flink.
I mean...
Defer to your judgment.
No.
Okay.
No, I need to... I want to have this... Maybe some armor would be nice for people to not die.
Well,
Don't
let's
need
look
the
at what
money.
we have. What does your hide do? This is like just an iron hide. So
yeah, that's iron hide. I guess you can make some armor out of it. This vile skin, it looks poisonous.
If you check the description, it has a little descriptor on it.
Yes. Soft pelted yet still weeps vile poisons. Kept in a sealed container and sometimes used for making medicine or lining weapons. Oh, so we could make more poisonous weapons with that. I have my spines. I'd like some medicine. You know, I'm kind of afraid that you guys die.
Rather than having like a whole shopping episode, I'm totally fine if you just describe in broad strokes what your intentions are. So like, you said you were going to use one of the iron hides to reinforce the shield, right?
yes.
Okay, cool. And then the other iron hide was for Silex's armor, right?
Yes.
Hopefully, yeah.
So I'm going to note that down, and then after session we can resolve the specifics of it.
Perfect.
But for now that I know that that's the intention, I can be like, actually, you know what? In this specific instance, Lady Lynette is probably going to be more than you've like Gawain and so on have already proven their competency at this. Lady Lynette is probably more than willing to cover some equipment costs for Silex,
right.
and in fact the group in general, specifically because of where you are, what you're doing, and the things that have happened. So she, like, if you're providing the base materials, she's probably willing to provide the upgraded elements. The cost of the additional costs, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So were you doing anything with the I know Flink said something about the medicine, right?
Yeah, if that's possible.
Okay.
I assume that's a rather expensive material. I don't think you come around Direxo's skin all the time.
Certainly, it is not a common material, so whatever would be produced by it would probably be quite powerful. That would probably resolve to be like a consumable item.
Yes. Is that a consumable item with IP cost then as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay. Would you be using both of them in this? Because you probably get something more utilitarian, more broadly useful, I should say.
How much money would I get for one of these?
Probably a couple hundred.
Oh, that's very luring.
I know, right?
I need money. No, I can't be a disgrace to the lady. She's sponsoring us. No, we are using both. I'm not selling.
Okay. So you're going to use them both for medicine. That means that you could probably provide yourself with a consumable and somebody else with the same consumable.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay, so
Upgrading for late game.
one of the iron hides will be used to reinforce the shield. Almost certainly Gawain's shield. One of them will be used for Silex's armor, and Lady Lynette will buy a basic armor to reinforce on Silex's behalf. And then the two vial skins will be used to produce some kind of beneficial medicine that will hopefully alleviate or potentially buff people. We'll discuss the exact natures of it later.
Right.
Everyone happy with that as their basic shopping trip?
All right. Yeah.
Next time we can get a dog helmet for PELLEAS.
A dog helmet?
Yeah, like covering his face so that nobody recognizes him.
Not my face. My face requires to be
Maybe with a
recognized.
mouth thing so that he can't talk.
No, fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean
Oh,
a muzzle?
A
We
muzzle!
should be muzzling Pelleas. You're right.
Fucking
Everybody
muzzle
agrees.
on me. I'll put a muzzle on you.
Say,
I
like,
mean-
Pelleas wouldn't be into it if Silex did it.
Yeah, it's true.
See?
He'd find a reason for it, but he wouldn't just come out with that.
For certain. Okay, so you guys, after doing your shopping trip, would head, I presume, to the military requisition office.
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Yes.
So
Story time.
it is somewhat complex. This is technically, it's not the Telguard military. It is the military office of the house guard of a lord that you're requisitioning this from, right? Because they're not technically part of the military, even if they absolutely work alongside them, right? So as you go up to this office, with your note of your letter of introduction, you are rapidly introduced to a lieutenant of the office. This letter of introduction from Lady Lynette makes this smooth, to say the least, right? Because otherwise you'd have to argue and try and get an appointment. This is almost immediately, within 15 or so minutes, you are sat in front of a lieutenant who says, I understand that you have a letter of introduction from Lady Lynette. Can I ask to why you are attendant here today?
Yes, we come here to fulfill a requisition for, and I'll name drop the guard, for Anxious Soldier and Minerva Tass. We are as quickly, with all due speed.
I assume you hand over the document that you were
Yeah.
provided.
Yes.
So he examines the document and says, can you explain as to why you in particular are here and not them?
We were the most capable people with the most availability, sir.
We never said so.
And what exactly happened to the arc coils that are being requisitioned?
They were damaged by a natural disaster, sir. There was a Direxus, and damage was done to the airship in its attack on the village.
The way you trail out on that hill kind of narrow his eyes at you.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna shrug and be like, yeah, that's a story. Sorry, bro.
I mean, that's what happened.
Like,
Can't
that
tell
is
you
what
anything else.
happened, but after looking through the documents, they'll say, there's also been a carriage requisitioned. How do you intend to transport this? By what routes?
Oh, we're taking the Eastern Plains, and we'll be escorting the carriage, obviously.
That seems reasonable. I do understand that you are trusted by Minerva Tass. Which, Gawain, that's an odd phrase for him to use, right? Like, why
Yes.
why would he say that?
Yeah, it's weird that that anyone would maybe seem to know that, but interesting.
Yeah, a little bit odd. Given that, I will trust you in this instance. However, obviously any such deception will have you wrought by the full military might available should this be some befouling deception.
Look, I already find the implicit threat of starvation and homelessness compelling enough to not lose my job every single day. You don't have to threaten me some more.
You can tell that he was like, the threat that he made was very like, you already know this type energy,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, all right, okay.
Like he wasn't.
If he's reading the fine print at the bottom, then I will just be like,
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, don't deceive, don't be an asshole, yeah, so on. But they
Yeah.
will set you. They will.
It's okay. They read me all the same rules. I work for him, so I
Yeah.
get it.
Gawain's got that chip on his shoulder.
No
He's ready to
bulls,
get dunked on again.
Nobles, am I right?
Pelleas is just sort of nodding along, not really being a part of it, but then realizing what he's saying.
There will be that brief nod of like, yes, I am fully aware of dealing with nobles.
Yeah. Hey, wait, I am one.
He will say that he's going to get the document checked over and checked for forgeries because, of course. But assuming that goes well, he'll have it prepared within 48 hours. And that also you should be, careful with arc coils because they can blow up if you're not careful with them.
What?
Oh, really?
Wow, that sounds so dangerous. We should be
Yeah,
careful, guys.
Don't let it get
It's almost
hit.
like we didn't. Yeah, we didn't deliberately do that beforehand.
Giving you gentle advice about how not to make them blow up.
We'll make extra sure to not do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so after some time, and you have some free time until those things are made available. Yeah, exactly. The party's just looking shiftily amongst themselves about it, like, yeah, no, definitely. Oh, didn't know about that.
Yeah, we promise we won't do that again.
But yes, the party is has the arc coils made available to them. They are free to leave whenever they want. They've got supplies, resources, and interestingly enough, Silex.
Oh.
Lady Lynette said she would make arrangements with you regarding your journeys forward. We'll drag you over here for a moment. As you are spoken with, she will say, so the arrangements that we were going to make, I would hope that this would be sufficient for at least, let's say, 6 months employment. And she will hand you a actually, she wouldn't hand you it. She would have on the table a sum of coins that she will direct you to. There would be about 1,000 zenit of coins there.
Oh my god, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and it's fairly appropriate. Honestly, it's probably a little less than you would actually expect for this kind of employment. But she is also buying you a set of armor, so
Yeah, so it's like a part of it.
yeah.
So, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Not looking like a bad option now, am I?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will do everything in my power to make sure that your son is able to complete his goals safely.
She will smile gently and say, as much as he is an idiot, I do love him very much.
The reason I'm here in the first place is because I can see the kindness in his heart, the ability that he has and is learning to use. It's truly inspiring, but we also need to do our best to help.
You can see, like, there is, like, that kind of upturn of the corners of the mouth of a grin of pride before she, like, deliberately and willfully drops it, right? That kind of, like, I am a professional noble and will be professional. You know, that slight slip of the mask. But okay, I think that resolves that, and you are onwards with your pile of cash.
Indeed. My gosh. Poor Silex has never seen this amount of money before.
It's true. It's true. You haven't. It's a lot of money. But don't worry, I'm going to make you pay for everything from now on, so it's all good.
Yay.
No, I'm not
I'm
that
the
bad.
bag now, guys.
Yeah, you're the bag now. But hey, paying your employees well keeps them loyal. That's one of the universal truths, right?
Till somebody comes around with more money.
But okay. Gawain, Flink, where are you going? What are you doing? For talking to the Magitech guy.
Oh, he would be in the Engineers Guild in Telgard.
Exactly. So you travel to the Engineers Guild, and it is a busy place. However, because you're trying to get in touch with an apprentice, essentially, like a well-regarded apprentice.
But he's still just
But he's still just an apprentice. It's not that challenging to get into one of the engineering bays where they're working on something. You're not well versed in like the inner workings of Magitech, right? So in this like engineering bay, you get directed to. It's kind of like there is just stuff everywhere. You know, there's crystals and gemstones and hammers and drills and goodness knows what else all about the place. There is somebody working on stuff with a hammer in the next bay. Every now and then you just hear the sound of a massive drill or the hum of some magical energies. And you see this guy, you know, this person you've had some familiarity with, a friend of yours, and they roll up and just be like, "Oh, Gawain, good to see you. Haven't seen you in ages."
Yeah, it's been a while. How are you doing? Going for like the bro hug.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Look, he's like starts hammering on something. And in between like hammer blows, he's like, "Yeah, so I'm doing thunk pretty well, thunk. You see, I got this whole thunk thing I'm working on. Like, I got this. So okay, look, thunk. The idea is thunk that we take the motive engines that we are working on and thunk the ships, right? And then maybe we can apply some of that to a rotational axis, thunk, and then perhaps we might thunk."
Hey. I mean, that sounds like smart to me. I mean, you're
Wait, you
making a lot
understood
of
what he
sense.
said?
Hmm.
Just gonna turn and like, no. You know, like shake my head.
Good, because
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Hey, can I steal you for like 2 minutes, maybe like 20 if you actually know something about what I'm asking you about?
Like, you can see him thinking for a moment. It's like thunk, thunk, and then he'll raise the hammer and put it down. And be like, yeah, sure, yeah. He'll call for someone else to let him know he's going on break for a bit, and we'll invite you out down to like the kind of unofficial break room area where it's less noisy.
So, yeah, I wouldn't normally come bug you, but, and I would love to catch up. We'll do a little bit of catching up with what I'm about to tell you. But basically, we ran into this guy out in the mountains, calling himself Dr. Kawei. Have you heard of him?
He'll think for a moment and then shake his head. I don't know the name.
All right. Well, and I'll sort of describe everything. Guy.
So as you describe through this, he'll kind of like furrow his brow, and then he'll start just like stroking his chin and talking about stuff and being like, "No, but I thought the Argomedics, yeah, but that could be, huh?"
So, I mean, ultimately, I'll give him a copy of the drawing that I made that I told
Right.
everyone I would give them. And basically be like, can you, like, I'm going to ask him to ask around for me. You know, like, I can't imagine someone being this successful and not having some connection to a place like this.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll ask around for you, but like, I think you said he was like doing stuff with spirits, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he's doing like arcanist-y stuff. It was like he was using technology to interact with the spirits.
Well, generally, you gotta be kind of, if you want to interact with a spirit, you kind of gotta be on that level, right? Like, you know, arcanists, right? They make that bond with them, and they share their soul, right? Like that's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, you can't interact with, you can't just like, he'll like shake his head and be like, you can't just interact with a spirit. Like, you gotta.
I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you what I saw. Maybe that guy knows enough to force them out.
Gawain,
He
think
wasn't
about
making
it.
a bond with them. It wasn't.
Obviously, he wasn't making a bond, but think about it. There are probably just two options then.
What do you mean?
We
Well-
didn't see the guy's body. Who's to say he wasn't an arcanist? Like in a previous life, before he became a brain.
Yeah, I'm
That
listening.
could be one option. And the other option
And-
could be he's just a spirit himself.
Well, there is that. Or maybe he's found some sort of technical way to invent arcanists on his behalf.
Yeah, basically, I was asserting that he was using technology to do whatever arcanists do.
Ooh, the people of Konohanawa have a connection with the spirits without having to do the same thing that arcanists do? Maybe that's why he wanted somebody from there to be able to summon Nanto through.
That is a surprising good point.
You know, like a medium of some kind.
Your engineer fellow will kind of nod and be like, yeah, it's. You said he was using like people, right?
Yeah.
And not just people, monsters too. I've seen kobolds and I've seen Nando corrupted fire kobolds. He was corrupting the kobolds somehow. He was turning the kobolds fiery.
He's gonna like make a grim kind of look down and then say, it's a bit morbid, but like, how much of a person do you need, do you think?
Well, I've only ever seen the corruption inflict someone who is relatively whole.
Yeah.
But I've only ever seen it in those two cases.
That is
Why?
to
What are
say,
you thinking? What's your hunch? Because I have
Well-
a feeling I'm going to run into this again.
Right, you said you could see like his innards, right, in the glass, right? Well,
Yeah, you can see like his brain.
well, that suggests to me that like maybe he'll make like a weird kind of like brow kind of confusion things like, maybe you don't need much more than that.
Sure. I guess I'm trying to figure out what he's. Yeah, maybe he must be doing something to force the spirits out, and maybe that's based on some. He's doing that with not technology. Maybe.
The engineer is gonna shrug and just be like, the kind of attitude of like he doesn't really know much. He's making guesses here.
Yeah, we're all guessing here. Well, let me know if you find anything, and I'll let you know if I find out anything, because I have a feeling I've piqued your interest.
He'll nod and then say, I've not worked on like artificial limbs much, but there's a lot of stuff in there, like there's a lot of interfacing. Like maybe he'll shake his head and then shrug. The kind of like, maybe it's something to do with that.
where would you get the parts? Like, I'm assuming that you'd have to be smart enough to be able to build all of this stuff. But where would he get the parts? Like, it was all metal-y type stuff. And it looked like it was specific metal-y type stuff. So, I can't imagine anybody else building an octopus golem of that particular type.
He's gonna stroke his chin and then say, Well, he could have his own fabrication, but he definitely needs some good engineers for it.
Yeah. Where would you be if you were a guy that was willing to do anything and you needed to have the parts to do stuff? Where would you situate yourself if you were that kind of guy?
He's gonna furrow his brow and then say, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll tell you what. I'll get in touch with some of the seniors, right? And I'll see what they know. See what they'd say.
Mm.
See if I can't hunt something down for you.
Guys, I have this idea that maybe Dr. Carway is not a real doctor,
Go on.
and therefore nobody would sponsor his doctorates and nobody would pay for him to do work. I mean, like, how's a guy who's a brain in a jar gonna be able to get a real job? So, what if somebody of a specific sleaziness is sponsoring this man to be able to create whatever mad assery that he can create, and the man himself doesn't actually know fully what's going on? Like, maybe it's somebody in the background who's paying for all this stuff. Because I can't see it happening in Tailguard. Everybody would be able to know. All the engineers speak to each other.
I don't know how that ended up making sense by the end of what you were saying, but
Honestly,
it did.
Honestly, it's kind of creeping me out now that PELLEAS making sense.
You're learning to talk PELLEAS. Told you I got that gift. I can speak to the animals.
Yes, for animals.
Okay, well, yeah, we are back to not making sense. Okay, everything is fine.
But yes, it seems the logical conclusion, but that doesn't really bring us any closer to finding him.
Well,
Although,
I mean, it rules out the continent potentially. Like, I would like
it
to
could
say,
be elsewhere, yeah.
like, I think that if he was hiding, if he was from Telgard, that we'll find out soon enough. Like, more. But if he's not, I think we should operate under the assumption that he's not as we continue to gather.
He's a foreign entity because unless we know more, there's nowhere for his equipment to have come from
this continent. Grok. I don't know. Calling
there
it
would have to
Grok
be
now.
a bunch of workers working for Dr. Carway, specifically making this type of stuff, like engineering this sort of metal gear and that glass gear that he's got, so that he can walk around the country doing mad experiments.
I mean, yeah, he could also be. Yeah, it's possible. My point is, we should maybe consider expanding our search after this to other places like Telgard.
Maybe.
Potentially.
But also, the next place we could get a spirit from is likely going to be where he's going to go.
Yeah, I think that's another good angle. That was the other idea I had. Like, is there any other locations, like, close on the list that you think Kuei may have absconded to go do his nonsense next? I don't know what the list looks like.
Obviously, there's a couple considerations with regards to spirits. The Kumuhanuans were not in the book, obviously, because that is Silex's thing. Kumu Ahi almost certainly has a spirit in residence, but it is also almost certainly already protected. Kumu Ahi is one of them, like, apart from Telgard's city, is probably one of the most militaristic powers here. It would take a full-scale invasion to really deal with Kumu Ahi, which, if they did, you guys probably wouldn't be able to deal with, right?
Yeah, so the question would be, is there something in the waste, or do we now, or is the next thing off the continent? We have to finish our job, but we should have an idea of what we want to do next. We can talk about it while we walk for a week and a half.
Yeah, it might be worth exploring the waste. Not much is known about it, but there was definitely spiritual energy and monsters that are associated with it.
So maybe we can do something about that then.
Yeah, there is certainly something going on in the Mahawahi wastes.
Okay.
What specifically?
I was just thinking, if there's any kind of, tracking device. Because if we came across Dr. Kwai again, we could let him escape with a tracking device.
That's a really good idea. And we can talk to Silas, the guy we just talked to.
Your engineer buddy. If you're asking about tracking devices,
Yeah,
we'll do a kind of chin stroke, and then the classic engineer maybe.
maybe.
I'll see. I'll see if I can make something type energy, right?
All right. Well, if you do, there's we have a benefactor, so there's something in it for you.
He'll nod happily. We're excited to have a new project to work on.
He obviously knows who it is. He's not. He knows who it is. It's me and PELLEAS.
I mean, also he's the kind of guy who just likes making shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a total nerd.
Yeah, he's our nerd friend. He's the engineer of the group.
Exactly.
Whereas, I was the ecologist, if you will.
Your next plans, I imagine, are going to be take the thing to Kumuhonua by the coast, and then possibly go explore the Mahawahi wastes, because that's the next point of spiritual interest that has a major, clear, powerful spiritual investiture, which isn't already covered. There are lots of smaller, minor spirits, but that's possibly the most curious point of interest.
Yeah, before there's be no reason to leave the continent without at least checking it out first.
Yeah,
agreed.
But before we leave Telgard, there is one more thing we could do.
Okay.
Minerva is being sponsored by a noble house.
Yes,
that
who's
is
military
from here.
Yeah, the one that we just got all the stuff from.
Yeah.
Could we not ask someone higher up the noble chain to try to get information about Kauai? Because they were tracking him. They had a way to do it.
I mean, to be fair, their way to do it was to send out Minerva in an airship to hunt down rumors and similar, right?
Oh,
so we know what they know?
Yeah, effectively.
Okay.
Never mind then. I thought that they had other information and access to things that we didn't.
No, they had a lot of money
thinking.
and sent out a hit team of Minerva plus people with guns.
I'm tracking.
Yeah, actually, as Sabat says, you know more.
Man, I could have been one of those people with guns.
You could have.
I concur.
If PELLEAS wasn't holding me back.
But okay, I have an idea of your current plans. However, we are at a fairly extended time. I think this is about where we're going to end session. We have an idea of where we're going. We've done a lot of socializing. Next session is going to be traveling and probably shooting people, and then maybe traveling to the Mahawahi wastes.
I'm excited. I feel like we knew it was going to be a lot of
talking and thinking, right?
Not combat. Yeah, I feel like we accomplished a lot though.
We've laid a lot of groundwork.
But we also spent no Fabula points.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You spent a grand total of 2 Fabula points. You have no Ultima points were spent, so you get 6 experience.
Hey, that's a level up. I'll take it.
Good enough.
I don't think there's anything else to resolve from my part as the GM. So that means that we are going to be just kind of rolling out and raiding out to somebody. All right, we're raiding out to Deepu. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everyone that's come by. I love you all. Have a good day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.